Dinner is free 7 days a week. Buy one, get one free. Every Wednesday, when you buy one world-class prime rib dinner, your second prime rib dinner is free. Order any dinner on the menu. Your second one is free. Made from scratch desserts, buy one, get one free. Add a Manhattan, an old-fashioned, or choose from over 100 wines to accent your dinner. The Fox and Hounds is family-owned and one of the most unique and affordable supper clubs in Wisconsin. Your second dinner is always free. Just off Highway 167, 2 miles east and in the shadows of the beautiful Holy Hill Shrine. As the seasons begin to change, the drive is just beautiful. Got to check it out. Enjoy a free prime rib dinner tonight or any entree. Tables are still open. Reserve at foxandhoundsrestaurant.com. It'll lift your spirits. It's the famous Fox and Hounds.
It's time for another NL Central Throwdown at American Family Field.
The 3-2 delivery. High drive. Deep right field. Back goes Reynolds. Grand slam.
The Brewers and Pirates face off with coverage starting today at 11:35 on your home of the Milwaukee Brewers. News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 6 o'clock. I'm Erik Bilstad. This is Wisconsin's Morning News for Wednesday, May 15th. Our top story, abuse charges for an MPS staff member.
I'm Michelle Richards. Another land grab in Mount Pleasant by Microsoft.
I'm Debbie Laziga. We are looking good out on the roads right now. Light volume and full freeway speeds. Nothing to slow you down so far. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
A lot of sun today, a high of 70 inland tonight, clear, a low of 48. Right now in Milwaukee, 47 degrees at 6:01. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, an MPS assistant principal now accused of child abuse and assaulting a relative in front of staff. Talisha Lockett, accused of dragging a relative to the floor, punching her for at least 10 minutes in front of school staff. This happened in April. The victim, an 11-year-old student who is related to Lockett and attended the Golda Meir School upper campus. Now, the criminal complaint says multiple school staff watched the assault but did not intervene. She's pleading not guilty. Lockett faces up to 18 and a half years if she were to be convicted.
UW System President Jay Rothman is not happy with how UW Milwaukee ended a 2-week pro-Palestinian encampment.
Rothman says he's reviewing the decision-making behind the deal made between UW Milwaukee and student protesters. That deal includes UWM calling for a ceasefire in Gaza and agreeing not to ticket students who were camping. In contrast, Rothman appeared to support the deal made with protesters at UW-Madison days earlier, as well as use of law enforcement there. Rothman issued a statement saying in part, quote, "We need to ensure that there is accountability and responsibility for actions taken on our campuses," end quote. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
A standoff on the roof company of a paper company, I should say, in Fond du Lac. Fond du Lac police responded to a Fleet Farm on Tuesday for reports of a man walking in the store flashing a badge. He was identified as a resident from Fond du Lac, wanted for retail theft, trespassing, property damage. The man took off, climbed onto the International Paper Building rooftop on Tuesday. Police say he was behaving erratically, threatening violence. After a shelter-in-place order for the paper company and 6 hours of negotiations, officers deployed a less-than-lethal impact munition and took the man into custody.
Effects from the cyber attack on Ascension Hospital is now being felt in the funerary industry. Funeral services say delays in obtaining a signed death certificate means cremation and burial services have to wait. Director at Wilson Funeral Home in Racine, Chris Kwilacek, tells TMJ4 News.
If the doctors cannot access medical records, that will cause the delays in obtaining cause of death for cremation.
A delayed death certificate also means family members have to wait to access life insurance and Social Security.
Meanwhile, a new Froedtert primary care clinic coming to Milwaukee's east side. Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin is announcing plans to open what will be called Lafayette Clinic on Summit Avenue early next year. The clinic would expand access to primary and gynecological care in the area.
Another land grab in Mount Pleasant for Microsoft. The tech giant has purchased 32 acres for nearly $9 million. This after the company last week announced a $3.3 billion AI data center in the same area. At that announcement, Microsoft President Brad Smith told WTMJ the company intends to grow its footprint in the region.
What we announced today is what we're going to do between now and the end of 2026. And then we hope to do more.
Microsoft currently owns 3 parcels of land in Mount Pleasant.
Star prosecution witness Michael Cohen is expected back on the stand tomorrow in Donald Trump's New York hush money trial as the jury tries to determine whether the former president is guilty of knowingly falsifying business records to allegedly disguise payments as legal fees. CBS correspondent Jared Hill.
In his testimony so far, Cohen claims Trump was aware of a plan to pay him back for funneling $130,000 to adult film star Stormy Daniels in order to hide an alleged past sexual encounter ahead of the 2016 election, saying Trump knew financial records would list the reimbursements as legal fees. Trump denies the encounter and has pleaded not guilty to 34 counts of falsifying business records. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
No court today. Prosecution will have Cohen back on the stand tomorrow. He is its final witness. Coming up, finally a Jeopardy show for the average Joe. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:05.
Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. Visit jamesimaging.com.
The Ballrath Company implemented a DocuWare content management solution from James Imaging Systems. Ballrath Director of Information Systems, John Sharp.
They've helped us upgrade from a previous version of our document management to automate our accounts payable processes, to store the invoices, do the three-way match, and really streamline those processes.
In addition to a DocuWare content management solution, the key to continued success is the James Imaging Systems Solutions Group.
And as an extension of our team, they've got intimate knowledge of why we've done some of the things that we do. And when we run into any issues, they're there to support us.
A DocuWare content management solution from the James Imaging Systems Solutions Group.
They know exactly where we are in our project cycle so that we've always got continuous improvement.
Content management and workflow automation from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. My home is my happy place. It's happier thanks to CertaPro Painters. They painted the exterior of our house. It was quick. It was easy. You can schedule your free estimate today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's CertaPro with a C. Estimates are easy. Estimates are accurate. They clean up. CertaPro Painters are the real deal. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Attend Biz Expo May 22nd at Brookfield Conference Center. Learn how to build a legendary brand by creating raving fans from keynote speaker and author Scott Wozniak. Attend strategy seminars on company culture, business growth, AI and cybersecurity, leadership, exit planning, tax savings for business, and more. Network and connect with your peers and the region's leading product and service providers. Biz Expo is Wednesday, May 22nd. Register to attend at biztimes.com/bizexpo.
The next time you're due for service, visit richlands.com to schedule an appointment at any of our 5 conveniently located facilities.
All AAA approved and all staffed by ASE certified technicians ready to serve you.
Richlands. Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:07.
That's how you win a ball game. More from the Brewers game from last night with Greg Hill on sports at 6:15.
The new downtown Milwaukee Convention Center is set to officially open later this week.
I am beyond words.
Marty Brooks is the president and CEO of the Wisconsin Center District, which runs the newly expanded Baird Convention Center. The expansion is better for Milwaukee's economy.
It means that instead of being busy with downtown activity on 4 nights out of 12 days where the convention center might be booked for a move-in, the convention, and then the move out, we can be busy hopefully 10, 12 nights consecutively.
The official ribbon cutting is on Thursday. Events begin this weekend. John Mercure, WTMJ News.
Milwaukee Habitat for Humanity is celebrating 40 years this year, and its work is needed now more than ever.
Over the last 6 months, we've had nearly 2,500 families do homebuyer assessments, so the interest is probably at record levels.
That's the CEO of Milwaukee Habitat for Humanity, Brian Sonderman. He tells Wisconsin's Midday News the current housing market is leaving many families feeling a house is unattainable.
And that's driven by the high cost of rent, the high mortgage rates, the necessity to have so much for down payments that families are just feeling like there's no hope.
But Habitat for Humanity is in the business of creating hope. This season, the nonprofit will build 32 affordable homes in the city for first-time home buyers. Jessica Ty, WTMJ News.
A bunch of announcements from Amazon Prime Video, including a spin-off of Jeopardy coming to the streaming service.
I'll take Taylor Swift for $200, please. Get ready for Pop Culture Jeopardy, the spin-off coming to Amazon Prime Video. Contestants will play in teams of 3, answering questions about everything from the Avengers to Zendaya. No host yet or air date. The announcement coming during Prime Video's first ever upfronts, where they present new shows to advertisers. Some of the other announcements: a Legally Blonde prequel series is in the works, new seasons of The Boys and Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and a sequel to Jake Gyllenhaal's recent Roadhouse movie.
I just can't let go.
Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Hollywood.
So be honest, would you be better at normal Jeopardy or pop culture Jeopardy?
None of the above.
610.
This report sponsored by Pella of Wisconsin. Discover Pella now, pay later at PellaWI.com.
Jeff Levering and wife Ashley love their patio door from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
It's so bright, it's so clear. I can see the kids outside playing, and it makes it comfortable for the life we live, which is an active one.
I love the roll screen. The fact that the screen is on the inside.
For the first time, our whole house actually feels like the same climate.
And no drafts. It's a game changer.
Hi, I'm Gina Della from Pella. And if you order today, you get 0% interest for up to 48 months. When it comes to replacing or upgrading your windows and doors, you want to be confident about your decisions. With Pella Design Works, you can see what your home could look like before you buy. Black frame windows or white, vinyl, wood, or fiberglass. Bring your vision to life and rest assured it's the perfect style for your home. Right now, get 0% interest-free financing for up to 48 months when you order by May 31st. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. That's 5/31/2024.
Enjoy a steak and help veterans this week at Sendix. USDA Choice Black Angus T-bone steaks are just $9.99 per pound, with a portion going to Stars and Stripes Honor Flight. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
Traffic and weather at 6:11, sponsored by Sendix Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926. Debbie Lazaga.
Looking good out on the roads right now. No incidents to report. Pretty much all of the overnight closures looks like they've been pulled back. So at this point, we are looking pretty good. Nothing to slow you down so far. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Sun shines in the forecast all day long across southeastern Wisconsin with barely a cloud in the sky as we head through the day. High temperatures in the lower 60s near the lake due to a breeze out of the northeast, but warmer inland with highs near 70. On Thursday, we'll look for partly cloudy skies and the chance for some scattered showers and storms mainly in the afternoon. High temperatures in the upper 60s to low 70s. Partly cloudy skies on Friday. Small chance for an isolated rain shower early on. Otherwise, we'll stay dry. High temperatures in the upper 60s near the lake. Mid 70s inland. Saturday, partly cloudy skies. High temperatures in the lower 70s lakeside. Upper 70s inland. Sunday stays mild. Mostly sunny skies. Mid 70s near the lake. Upper 70s inland. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Right now in Milwaukee, 47 degrees at 6:12.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. In for Vince Petrano, here's Erik Bilstad.
And a good morning to you. Good Wednesday morning. Erik Bilstad. Vince is out. Michelle Richards is in. Hi, Michelle.
Good morning.
So Vince is on his way to New York to go pick up his daughter after first year of college. So many of us have been on that trip. I have yet to be. You have yet to be, but it's a thing that
so
happens.
Fast.
Yeah. So 1 year down for his eldest daughter, and we wish them a safe trip to Manhattan. So the White House announced that it's going to send more than $1 billion in additional arms and ammo to Israel. So this comes a week after saying, hey, we're going to pause on giving you anything because we want to make sure we know what you're doing if you're going into Gaza again. So that's the news overseas that we're waking up to, that the Biden administration is telling some lawmakers that they're going to send a lot of money in additional arms overseas. Here at home, the back and forth continues. The tents are gone on these encampments at UW Milwaukee and at UW-Madison. But now the UW system president, Jay Rothman, fired up. He's issuing a statement that he's disappointed by the course that was taken by UWM. Because if you recall, the university made some agreements with protesters in order to get them off campus and have them clear their site. Of course, they have commencement here coming up. So Rothman says that he's upset with the deal, upset with how Mark Money handled it. Local Jewish groups also upset with how he handled it with the protesters. But I guess all in all, the tents are gone and commencement is still happening. and college is moving into its summer semester. So the back and forth continues, but the tense are gone. It's 6:14, big day in sports. Greg Hill's got it next.
Spring fishing is finally here, and Fleet Farm has everything you need to reel in more fish this year. Upgrade your gear with the best brands like Rapala, Berkeley, and St. Croix. Find exclusive flicker shads you won't find anywhere else, starting at $12.99. Get rod and reel combos starting at only $24.99. And shop our wide selection of fishing line that starts at just $4.99. Land top fishing gear and everything else you need for everyday life at Fleet Farm.
With all the models of cars out there nowadays, how do you pick? Hi, everybody. Debbie Lazaga here. And if you're starting to search for your car, or even if you're in the middle of it, may I suggest taking a quick trip to Brookfield and to Hall Mazda. It seems like everybody's looking for an SUV these days, and you can see why. The utility of it, the power, the reliability. SUVs seem like they can do it all. So which one would you look for? Well, the 2024 Mazda CX-5 is a great choice with top-of-the-line safety features, even if it in its entry-level trim. You can be sure to be safe out on the roads. You get lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring, radar cruise control. Look at that. High-quality safety features, and you don't even have to upgrade to a higher trim level. Head over to Hall Mazda in Brookfield to find out more. It's Hall good.
Now, time for a sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Greg Hill.
Brewers and Pirates back at it in NL Central Division play, game 2 of the 3-game series, and one to remember for our own Sal Frelick. A plethora of highlights to choose from for the young outfielder, but we'll do this one.
A 1. Frelick, a high fly ball, deep right field, racing back is Reynolds at the track. Wall, gone! Sal Frelick's first home run of the season puts the Brewers on top 2-0 here in the second.
Yeah, first of the season, first homer since last August for Sal. Now, I played that highlight just so I could play this audio bite of Sal postgame.
All my homers are usually accidents, so.
Did you catch that? We'll play that again.
All my homers are usually accidents, so.
All my homers are usually accidents. So when we talk about confidence in athletes, it's very refreshing to see someone so self-aware enough to say that their home runs are accidents. Yeah. That home run did open up scoring for the Brewers, scoring all 4 runs in the second. Frelick coupled that home run. 2 Superman-esque diving catches, and the Brewers take down the Pirates 4-3. Rubber match of the 3-game series is this afternoon, 12:10 the first pitch at AmFam Field. Our coverage gets started right here on WTMJ at 11:35. The Admirals start round 2 of the AHL playoffs tonight at Panther Arena in a best-of-5-game playoff series against the Grand Rapids Griffins. Puck drops tonight at 7. And finally, a shakeup in the Horizon League. UW Green Bay's men's basketball program hiring sports broadcaster Doug Gottlieb as their next head coach. Very interesting story. Gottlieb currently has a 2-hour radio show on Fox Sports Networks that he will continue to do, by the way.
How is that possible?
No idea. Like, prepping for a show is enough work. By the way, you have to coach a basketball team, a D1 college basketball team. While you're at it?
I mean, I'm excited about it just because it'll make it interesting, right? It's fun fodder, but I don't know how you can even legally still do a national radio show.
It's going to be so interesting what he has to say. He has to talk about it too,
Does
right?
he talk about it all the time?
Isn't there a conflict of interest there then?
You would think. Like, can he talk about college basketball?
Just smash
Can he
it.
recruit?
That's mostly what he talks about.
Yeah.
That's how he got the gig. It'll be very interesting to see that. Anyway, you know what's also interesting about that? He has no collegiate coaching experience.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, you want the Wisconsin tie. His dad was the UW-Milwaukee men's head basketball coach from 1975 to 1980. Very interesting story. We'll keep track of it, obviously, through the next season. Not only that, a confidence for broadcasters everywhere that our careers can go anywhere from here, baby.
Who knows where we'll be coaching next. Thank you, Greg. 6:18. You're brushing your teeth wrong. That story next.
Creative Planning presents Rethink Your Money with John Hagenson, Saturday afternoon at 1. At Creative Planning, we have an entire team working for you, including wealth advisors, CPAs, and attorneys, all working together, all in one place. Let Creative Planning show you a richer way to wealth. Visit creativeplanning.com. That's creativeplanning.com.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here. We agree, right? Potholes stink. Now, recent weather means this could be one of the worst years yet. Johnson & Sons Paving is up to the challenge. This team has over 2 decades experience. When potholes pop up in your asphalt, Johnson & Sons Paving will patch them up or replace the whole parking lot. Take a look at johnsonsonspaving.com. Sign a parking lot paving contract before May 31st, and you might just get me out on the job site working with the crew. Find full contest details at WTMJ.com/contests.
Celebrate National Police Week with 1017 The Truth. Tune in Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday evening, May 13th through the 17th, 6 o'clock p.m. for a series entitled Too Black, Too Blue. We dive into the history of policing, explore significant contributions of blacks in law enforcement, and don't miss our exclusive interviews with 2 very special guests on Thursday and Friday. Join us as we honor those who serve and protect. National Police Week, May 13th through the 18th. Catch us on our sister station, the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Gene Miller here. Springtime. Better start thinking about those home improvement projects. Now's the time to call my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors. Update your home's curb appeal and build equity with energy-efficient replacement windows and doors from brands like Pella, Anderson, Marvin, and more. Hometown can also customize your project. They're your local source for wood, vinyl, or fiberglass windows and doors. Stop into their newly remodeled showroom in New Berlin to see the Hometown difference. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. HometownWindows.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Tehan Greenhouses in Oak Creek. Buy direct and local for all of your garden plants.
Come quick to Tehan Greenhouses in Oak Creek for the best selection on blooming hanging baskets, deck planters, annuals, perennials, and vegetable plants. Tehan Greenhouses in Oak Creek. Buy direct.
6:21. Good morning to you, Debbie Lazago.
Good morning, Eric. Things starting to build up in volume a little bit, especially on 894 westbound between Loomis and 68th through the construction zone there. Broken down vehicle eastbound 94 east of 84th Street. It's off on the right shoulder, not causing too much of an issue, just something to talk about. Otherwise, everything else is looking great so far. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Going to see the sun today, a high of 70 inland. Tonight, clear sky, low of 48. Thursday, partly cloudy. There is a chance for some scattered showers, maybe even a storm, mainly later on in the day on Thursday. High of 72. Friday, partly cloudy, rain early, high of 74. Saturday, 71. Sunday, 78. Right now in Milwaukee at 6:21, it's 47 degrees. Apparently, I've been doing it wrong. I didn't realize this was a thing, but it is. When do you brush your teeth? At night, maybe? In the morning?
Twice a day, at least.
Twice a day.
Okay.
Once in the morning so that my breath doesn't feel stinky when I come into work.
All right. I suppose the better question I should ask you guys is when should you brush your teeth? So a dentist from London who has this huge TikTok following online recently posted this.
You should never brush straight after breakfast. This is because when you've just eaten, the mouth is in a very acidic state. So if you brush your teeth, you're rubbing that acid on the tooth, which is a mineral, and it can wear it down.
You should never brush right after breakfast, she said, because you're going to attack your teeth with the acid that you're brushing around. That's Dr. Shadi Manicheri. She's a clinical director at Smart Dental in UK. She's got 12 million followers, 12 million views on that video. She goes on to say this.
You should never brush after you've just vomited. This is because the contents of the stomach are extremely acidic and the mouth is in a very acidic state. So if you brush straight after, you're basically wearing away your enamel.
Yeah. So she says if you vomit, sorry, I know that's gross, but if you do, don't brush your teeth.
That's literally the first thing I want to do.
Well, yeah,
Flush your mouth with water a bit, a few times. Then I'm sure it's okay to brush.
Well, I don't know about that, Debbie.
Water's fine.
Well, I've investigated.
He is most certainly right. There are times during the day, whether it's after you've eaten, if you've vomited, even first thing in the morning, where the pH of your mouth is really acidic.
So she said after you've eaten, when you first wake up, or after you vomit, yeah, the pH level is not good. It's,
well, crap. Okay, well.
Yeah.
I have to wait until like 10 a.m. or something? That seems...
Okay. Dr. Angela Lewick, she's with Riverwalk Dentistry here in Milwaukee. She's part of the Wisconsin Dental Association. She tells me that the acidic environment in your mouth will wear away the enamel. So if you then try to brush...
If you then add an extra salt, which is essentially what the toothbrush is at that point in time, you will wear enamel away even faster because of acidic environment.
Yeah, so you're assaulting your teeth with the toothbrush.
So what are you supposed to just
No
wait?
brushing
or
ever,
you
Debbie.
Don't ever brush, or else rinse your mouth
No.
out with milk, which is a base.
Well, that potentially. So no brushing your teeth right when you get up or when you eat breakfast or after you vomit. That's what she says. So what do you do? Well, she suggested you wait. The acidic environment turns more neutralized or basic. You were mentioning base there, Debbie.
Mm-hmm.
She said it takes about 30 minutes, maybe 60 minutes, but she says there are other ways as well.
It also could be achieved by, depending on the time of the day, chewing gum because it stimulates salivary flow and helps wash away the acids and also neutralize the pH. There are certain mouth rinses as well that you can use, but you don't want to use alcohol-based mouth rinses, something that's neutral. And then another thing is baking soda. Actually, baking soda and water will immediately neutralize the pH of the mouth, and then you could feel more confident in immediately brushing your teeth.
So theoretically, I could do the baking soda thing and then brush my teeth right after.
Yes, once you,
or,
yes. So
okay.
as long as you do the baking soda thing first.
I just have to add that into my routine.
She did mention the mouth rinses, so it just can't be anything that's alcohol-based. But yeah, the baking soda and water can also be used. It's unfortunate. She says that brushing after breakfast, not as bad as the vomiting or constantly just sipping juice all day. She says sipping juice is the worst thing you could potentially do. So can you tell when you see teeth, you're like, oh, this guy totally has been brushing right after breakfast?
That's a good question. I would say it depends on the individual, how hard they're brushing. Always using a soft toothbrush is important, but I would say that brushing after breakfast isn't maybe as critical as some of the other things that were mentioned, like the vomiting or if you're sipping on juice all day and things like this. But the enamel will be thinner. The teeth will get a little darker as well because the layer underneath the enamel starts to shine through and it is darker in color. So we start to see that especially as people age. We wouldn't notice it as much in a kid or an adolescent, but we certainly will start to see the signs of this as somebody gets into their 20s, 30s, 40s, and especially above 60.
So you've been brushing your teeth wrong all this time.
Well, and I'm thinking about kids in the morning going to school. Like, we're brushing all the time.
Yeah.
Immediately when they're done eating, it's like, go brush your teeth. Got to
Right.
rethink that.
Yeah, so I never really wondered. I assumed that it was just my coffee drinking that.
I was going to say the juice thing. Is bean juice? Like coffee bean juice?
I don't know. Well, I mean, obviously sugar. Anything
Yeah,
you're
that's
putting
true.
all that sugar in there's not helping. A soda, something like that, and you're sipping it all day. She said that's the worst. Like sipping on a soda or a juice is what can really cause damage. But yeah, you're not supposed to brush your teeth right after you vomit, right when you wake up, or right after breakfast. That according to Dr. Angela Lewick there. Thanks for your expertise there, Dr. Lewick, there at the Riverwalk Dentistry, Dentistry in Milwaukee. Time now for news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Stock futures are mixed at the moment. The Dow is up 2, the NASDAQ down 4, the S&P up just a bit as we are 2 hours from the bell. It's a great time for your retirement and investment strategy review from a fee-only fiduciary. Go to annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button now.
Sleep apnea is a serious condition. And the worst part about it is, because it affects you while you're sleeping, you don't know what this condition is doing to you.
And it was scary because I found out that I was waking up 145 times an hour. 145 times. I was scared. I wasn't getting the sleep I needed.
And that's the thing. Someone like John wakes up after thinking he's slept all night, and he's been feeling run down for years, and finally finds out something really is wrong. This is why, for us, solving sleep apnea problems is so gratifying, because we really are changing lives.
I've had more energy. I'm getting better sleep. I've been told from my wife I don't snore, but honestly, it changed my life.
This is Dr. Madan Kandula. Solving your breathing triangle problems means a better quality of life, and you deserve that.
Go to AdventKnows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary.
I love the Fox and Hounds. WTMJ's John Mercure here. The historic restaurant was recently voted one of the top supper clubs in the area. First opened in 1933, has been serving fabulous dinners for almost 90 years in their rustic timber structure. When you buy one dinner, your second dinner is free 7 days a week. Buy one, get one free. Every Wednesday, when you buy one world-class prime rib dinner, your second prime rib dinner is free. Order any dinner on the menu. Your second one is free. Made from scratch desserts, buy one, get one free. Add a Manhattan, an old-fashioned, or choose from over 100 wines to accent your dinner. The Fox and Hounds is family-owned and one of the most unique and affordable supper clubs in Wisconsin. Your second dinner is always free. Just off Highway 167, 2 miles east and in the shadows of the beautiful Holy Hill Shrine. As the seasons begin to change, the drive is just beautiful. Got to check it out. Enjoy a free prime rib dinner tonight or any entree. Tables are still open. Reserve at foxandhoundsrestaurant.com. It'll lift your spirits. It's the famous Fox and Hounds.
6 o'clock, I'm Erik Bilstad. It's 6:30. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Our top story, an MPS assistant principal charged with child abuse.
I'm Michelle Richards. An hours-long standoff at a Fond du Lac paper company.
I'm Debbie Lazica, looking pretty good with the exception of 894 westbound, as per usual, through the construction zone from 27th Street. Going to be slow all the way to 68th. That's your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Right now, sunny and a high of 70. It's 47 at 6:30.
ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. Secretary of State Antony Blinken announced a $2 billion arms package for Ukraine. Most of the money came from the supplemental funding approved last month by Congress. ABC's Matt Gutman in Tel Aviv says more U.S. aid is on the way to Israel.
Last week, the Biden administration suspended a shipment of bombs to Israel that it feared might be used in an incursion into Rafah. But we learned that the White House has alerted Congress it's moving forward with a new weapons deal for Israel worth over $1.2 billion.
Former President Trump's criminal hush money trial resumes tomorrow with more cross-examination of his former lawyer, Michael Cohen. The Justice Department says Boeing breached a non-prosecution agreement that kept it from being charged after 2 deadly incidents involving its planes. Boeing has until June 13th to respond. And the April Consumer Price Index out this morning will give the latest snapshot of inflation. This is ABC News.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:31.
An MPS assistant principal accused of child abuse and assaulting a relative in front of staff. Talisa Lockett is accused of dragging a relative to the floor and punching her for at least 10 minutes in front of school staff in April. The victim, an 11-year-old student who is related to Lockett and attended the Golda Meir School upper campus. The criminal complaint says multiple school staff watched the assault but did not intervene. Lockett is pleading not guilty and faces up to 18 and a half years in prison if convicted.
A standoff on the roof of a paper company in Fond du Lac. Fond du Lac police were called to a Fleet Farm Tuesday for reports of a man walking around the store while flashing a police badge. Fond du Lac police were aware of this man, wanted for retail theft, trespassing, property damage. He ran off and climbed onto the International Paper Building rooftop. And that's where they had to have that building shelter in place for several hours. 6 hours of negotiations. Officers were finally able to take that man into custody.
More pushback against UW-Milwaukee's handling of protest encampments. UW System President Jay Rothman issued a statement saying he was, quote, disappointed by the course taken by UW-Milwaukee, end quote, and its agreement reached with protesters. That agreement includes allowing students to discuss their concerns about divestments with the UWM Foundation and to not ticket students for camping on university grounds. Rothman's response comes after local Jewish groups criticized the deal. They argued UWM Chancellor Mark Mohn caved to student protesters' demands and failed to support Jewish students.
Delayed cremations and burial services. That's the latest result of the cyber attack at Ascension Healthcare. Without access to phone services and medical records, doctors can't process death certificates promptly. Director at Wilson Funeral Home in Racine, Chris Krulacek, tells TMJ4 News families also dealing with delayed access to life insurance.
It's very useful to the families after the fact of a funeral. It's more difficult emotionally on the families.
The latest update from Ascension says hospitals, physician offices, and care sites in Wisconsin remain open, but the retail pharmacies cannot fill prescriptions.
Meanwhile, a new Freighter primary care clinic is coming to Milwaukee's east side. Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin announcing plans to open what will be called Lafayette Clinic on Summit Avenue early next year. The clinic would expand access to primary, obstetrical, and gynecological care in the area. The project was granted a special use permit from the City of Milwaukee's Board of Zoning Appeals in December. It requires approval from the city next.
More land for Microsoft in Mount Pleasant. The tech giant has purchased 32 acres for nearly $9 million. This after the company last week announced a $3 billion AI data center in that same area. Microsoft currently owns 3 parcels of land in Mount Pleasant. Coming up, now that's how you prank a telemarketer. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:34.
Traffic is sponsored by the Heiser Automotive Group. For convenient car shopping and financing, visit Heiser Automotive Group at one of their 4 locations: Toyota, Chevy, Ford, Lincoln, and Cadillac. Or visit Heiser.com because today's your day.
As you age, you start noticing pain in your joints that didn't used to be there. But you don't have to live in pain. When joint pain becomes a reality, schedule your free pain evaluation with Rejuvenex. We'll find where your pain lives and inject powerful, FDA-approved medicines that reduce inflammation and pain while improving mobility in hips, shoulders, elbows, and knees, with some patients experiencing relief for greater than 2 years before repeating the process. While treatments like stem cells can cost close to $10,000 per joint, at Rejuvenex, the cost for your injection can be as low as $65, and almost all major insurance plans cover our treatments, so you may not have to pay anything at all. Call us now to schedule your free pain evaluation, because I'm pretty sure we can help you. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics, where we can alleviate your pain and rejuvenate your life. Go to Rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Sick of being bullied by your bank with surprise fees, getting stuck on hold, and bankers who don't get you? Wintrust takes a different approach. Whether you need banking solutions, a new home, or help planning your financial future, Wintrust has local experts ready to lend a hand. Stop banking the same way and expecting different results, and start banking where you matter at wintrust.com/no-bully. Wintrust, different approach, better results. Banking products provided by Wintrust Financial Corp Banks. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we get you outdoors because we get you. When it's time to get out and cultivate your ideal yard, we get you the right products at the right prices. Right now, Rewards members get a free $10 gift card with a $100 Estate fertilizer purchase, like Estate Weed and Feed, just $34.99. All Cub Cadet riding mowers are on sale, up to $900 off. Plus, get Blaine's best price promise. If you find an item we carry anywhere else for less, Blaine's Farm and Fleet will match the price, guaranteed.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:36.
A nice win for the Crew and some humble pie for Caitlin Clark. That's coming up in sports at 6:45.
Erik, scammers are getting the runaround from my new hero, a 92-year-old woman from South Carolina.
All right.
So you've gotten scam phone calls, right?
Oh, sure.
Usually you just hang up on them, move on with your life.
So these are the ones that are trying to get you to, like, send them money or something like that? Okay.
Buy stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so Donna Saltzman is her name. Her family calls her Bumma.
All right.
She's turning the tables and pranking those scammers. Erik and her granddaughter, Cheyenne, thought it was so funny that she, of course, started posting the videos on TikTok. And, of course, those videos went viral because they're great. In one, a scammer tells her she needs to pay to get her grandson out of jail. Well, this scammer is subjected to an Oscar-worthy crying performance.
Oh my, that's so bad. Oh, poor Derek. Oh. That's why he was arrested. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do, lady? Well, what's going to happen to him then?
Well, he's going to get remanded to the county jail and...
Oh
no. She gets called that many times?
I guess. I don't know.
Oh, good for her. And she always knows, huh?
There are all kinds of videos out there. She told one guy that she doesn't need whatever they're selling because she thinks she's going to get raptured. She says, I don't need all that stuff. Jesus is coming back soon. Okay. He's going to take me into the clouds.
Well, that's fantastic. I love this lady. Oh, man, excellent. Good. Well, hopefully that maybe prevents some of the issues then. Good one. 6:38 Wisconsin's Morning News. The countdown is on. But is there enough space? That story next.
Are you backed up? Hey, it's okay.
We all get a little backed up every now and then. And when that happens, you need a professional to get in there and blast out that blockage. Wait, you do know I'm talking about your pipes, right? At Mr. Holland's Home Services, we know from experience that a clogged drain is a big old pain. Left untreated, dirt, debris, and other sloppy sludge piles up in your pipes to form an annoying obstacle that prevents a steady flow of flushables. So if you're a little backed up, your drain that is, call Mr. Holland's Home Services. As long as we have an easy entry point, we can send a camera down your pipe to find the objectionable obstruction, and then we flush it out. Mr. Holland's Plumbing Prodigies have the training to get you draining. So don't get backed up. Take the strain off your drain and call 866-992-1717 or visit MrHollandsHomeservices.com. If you're feeling drained, we can help.
The Vollrath Company implemented a DocuWare content management solution from James Imaging Systems. Vollrath Director of Information Systems, John Sharp.
They've helped us upgrade from a previous version of our document management to automate our accounts payable processes, to store the invoices, to the three-way match, and really streamline those processes.
In addition to a DocuWare content management solution, the key to continued success is the James Imaging Systems Solutions Group.
And as an extension of our team, they've got intimate knowledge of why we've done some of the things that we do. And when we run into any issues, they're there to support us.
A DocuWare content management solution from the James Imaging Systems Solutions Group.
They know exactly where we are in our project cycle so that we've always got continuous improvement.
Content management and workflow automation from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Enjoy a steak and help veterans this week at Sendix. USDA Choice Black Angus T-bone steaks are just $9.99 per pound with a portion going to Stars and Stripes Honor Flight. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
640, Debbie. Traffic is sponsored by Sendix Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926.
All right. Well, we got a few incidents out there, like broken down vehicles, for example, on 94 eastbound, just east of 84th Street. Luckily, it's out of traffic. And then 41 northbound at Hampton Avenue. Off on the right shoulder, we have, looks like it might be a violator that's pulled over to the side, so that might be a little distraction for you. Westbound 894 slowing down from 27th Street all the way to 68th. That's through that construction zone. And then on 43, starting to see that building volume. No major delays just yet, but that's starting to kick in a little bit. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Sunshine is going to be around all day long today. High temperatures in the lower 60s near the lake, close to 70 inland for today. Tonight, mostly clear skies, low temperatures, upper 40s. Thursday, partly cloudy skies, the chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms mainly in the afternoon. High temperatures in the upper 60s to low 70s. Friday, partly cloudy skies, small chance for rain shower early on, otherwise we stay dry. High temperatures in the upper 60s near the lake, mid 70s inland. Partly cloudy skies on Saturday, high temperatures, lower 70s lakeside, upper 70s inland. On Sunday, we'll see mostly sunny skies, high temperatures in the mid 70s near the lake, upper 70s inland. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore, the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Right now in Milwaukee, it's 47 degrees at 642. Packers President Mark Murphy there as the countdown to the draft clock unveiled at Lambeau Field on Tuesday. The party now begins, Michelle.
Eric, I've been hearing a lot about this. So, I mean, is it really a big deal?
So the draft coming to Green Bay, you mean? The NFL draft?
This clock thing.
Well, no. Actually, it was kind of cool looking, and you can see it in the atrium now. But no, the draft itself will be an event, even if it's not a sports story. It's a huge event. It's the largest event, you could argue, in the state's history. And it takes place next week in Little Green Bay. Or I'm sorry, next year in Green Bay in April. April next year. Sorry about that. The draft was just held in Detroit. Had 700,000 people attend. On social media, the Michigan governor now officially announced that she was passing the ball to Wisconsin and to Governor Evers.
I want to congratulate the Cheeseheads and my pal Tony Evers. We're setting the bar for you. Don't fumble this.
Thanks, Big Gretch.
Big Gretch. Okay.
Don't fumble it.
Has she been called that before? Big Gretch. Just I don't know if that's a name that I would necessarily want. But okay, so yes. So here we are. We have the draft football. They brought it up to Green Bay and yada, yada, yada. They brought it on that Lake of Express ferry boat yesterday. Yep. Yeah. Murphy says there's a lot to get to with this. There's a lot that's going to happen.
We were a little behind. I think it was like 20,000 hotel rooms was kind of the minimum. We were just a little short of that. I think we're at 4,500 in Green Bay.
Oh, all right. Okay.
A little short.
So what does that mean? Way short on hotels. If there's going to be that many people here, there's only about 4,500 hotels in the Green Bay area. Murphy says going to need some help.
So we're going to be relying on the whole state to house fans from Madison to Milwaukee, all the way up and down the state.
So yeah, you can expect the interstate to be busy. You can expect a lot of people. Green Bay is expecting about 250,000 people over the duration of the events, not all necessarily in one day. So Journal Sentinel is breaking that down, maybe 80,000 each day, something like that, or it could ebb and flow. But either way, it's going to be a huge event next April, and the clock is now ticking.
Folks, they've set a high bar, but guess what? We're the home of Title Town. We sure the hell aren't going to fumble it on our own terms.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for two-day painting. Nothing worse than a contractor's job dragging on for weeks. At two-day painting, it's all in-house. I know, they were just in my house. Beautifully finished walls and ceilings. The woodwork. We had them do the crown molding and the window frames. Tired-looking wood now looks amazing. Their in-house color consultant helped my wife and me choose the perfect tones for every surface. John, our project manager, communicated with me every step of the way. I'll never do a job like this myself again. Two-day painting. That's twodaypainting.com.
Tune in on Sundays at 10 a.m. for the AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show. Join AccuNet's Brian and David Wickert for the most up-to-date information on mortgage trends, along with timely news on the real estate market. The housing market is in flux, but the national headlines don't often fit local market conditions. Find out what's really happening on the front lines of real estate and mortgage financing in Wisconsin and make better decisions by tuning in every Sunday at 10 a.m. The AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show with Brian and David Wickert on WTMJ.
Now, time for a sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Greg Hill.
Yeah, we'll call this one the Sal Frelick game. Brewers-Pirates game 2 of the 3 games set last night at American Family Field. So many highlights to choose from, including the 2-run blast to right field. But the highlight you'll see on your timelines all this morning is this web gem.
2-2 pitch. Line drive out to center. Back on it is Frelick. Still back onto the edge of the warning track. A diving catch by Super Sal. Wow!
Yeah, Lane Grindle on that fantastic call. That would be a very critical play because if it wasn't for that ended the inning. Andrew McCutcheon would have absolutely reached on extra bases, and who knows what would have happened after that. Transitive property does not apply in sports, but the Pirates got a solo shot in the 9th, so it could have mattered, but it didn't. Sal Frelick game ends with a 4-3 Brewers win. The rubber match this afternoon, 12:10 first pitch. Our coverage starts right here on WTMJ at 11:35. And who's on the mound today for the Brewers? Robert Gasser, a.k.a. Bobby Gass, is on the mound, so that'll be a fun one to watch. The Admirals start round 2 of the AHL playoffs tonight at Panther Arena in a best-of-5 game playoff series against the Grand Rapids Griffins. Puck drops tonight at 7. And Caitlin Clark made her WNBA debut last night. It wasn't what we're used to seeing out of Clark. Now, it's a 24 effort, but every graphic and story you'll read from this point out will note the 10 turnovers, which, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of turnovers, but also... Yeah, exactly. But welcome to the pros, right? Like, that's kind of how it happens now. This is a new league. Watching the game, you wanted every shot to go in. But also, let's note, I watched this game, and I would almost never watch a Fever Connecticut Sun game ever. So I was tuned in, curious to see what the viewership numbers were for Clark's debut. I'm sure you'll see that story sometime today.
Oh, yeah, it'll be high, I bet.
Yeah, I'm thinking it'll be, I don't want to put a number on it, but it'll be in the multiple millions. Just say that.
648.
When we're out in your town, come say hi to us as we broadcast live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio.
Anytime you hear us when we're out on the road, you can find us live from our brand new mobile studio.
Whether it be Summerfest, EAA, Opening Day, Air and Water Show,
wherever we may be, you can see us on the radio, live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio.
We are
Wisconsin's radio station.
Wisconsin's radio station.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
WTMJ.
We find the best way to protect and uphold the reputation of our business is to hire good people and then take care of them. We really do love the people that work for us, and we care about what's in their best interest. And what that means to you is this. Who do you really want on your job? Someone who's maybe underpaid or doesn't feel appreciated? Might not have paid vacations or great work benefits? Our folks have all of these things and more. Vito and I make sure they feel appreciated because happy people do happy work. There's a culture we're building here at Semper Fi that brings respect back to a very hard job. And that's why we know that our crews are going to do the kind of work that you expect. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
Get ready to reach new heights when EAA AirVenture Oshkosh returns July 22nd through the 28th. Witness breathtaking aerobatic air shows each day and explore family-friendly activities. Discover thousands of aircraft and don't miss the night air shows on Wednesday and Saturday night. I love those. Back performing this year are the Canadian Forces Snowbirds. Experience the thrill of flight and make memories that will last a lifetime at EAA AirVenture Oshkosh. And thanks to Boeing, youth age 18 and under are free. Get your tickets at eaa.org/tickets.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Social Security benefits denied? Call Tayback for the payback. Unable to work due to health problems? Let Tayback help you get approved for the Social Security benefits you're entitled to. Call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a good karma brand station.
Debbie Lazaga checking the roads at 6:50. Hi, Debbie.
Hello. Yes, we've got some delays on westbound 94 coming out of the Marquette interchange all the way to Mitchell Boulevard, so give yourself a couple of extra minutes there. Northbound 43 slowing down around North Avenue up towards Locust. Westbound on 894 backing up out of the Mitchell interchange through the construction zone to about 68th Street. Then it opens up. Just keep that in mind. That is because of that construction zone that I mentioned. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Painting Time Saver Traffic.
Your forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating. Your comfort is their family's tradition. Going to see the sun today, a high of 70. Tonight, clear sky, a low of 48. Thursday, could see some scattered showers, maybe even a storm later in the day Thursday, a high of 72. Friday, partly cloudy, a high of 74. Saturday, 78. Sunday, 78. Right now in Milwaukee, 6:51. It's 47 degrees. Every Wednesday around this time, Dr. Ken Harris, former Milwaukee Police Lieutenant from 1017 The Truth, joins us. So, Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel has an interesting story, Ken, about Maxwell Anderson's home. Anderson is the man accused of killing Sade Robinson. This is the gruesome case where her body was found in different areas. Parts of her body were found after she was murdered. He sold his house on the south side, and he sold it to two companies, Tip Top Holdings and Sidon Holdings, and the sale was recorded last Friday.
Okay.
Anything stand out to you that he sold this house? Or
my
no?
answer's like, and take no disrespect, you think are really silly.
I never do with you.
It's like when you're talking to your teenage kid, right? And you have to answer a question, and you don't know if you're going to answer the question in the clear, concise, and authentic way that you should.
Okay.
That might totally disrupt their thinking of themselves. Or do you kind of softball, you're soft. Say, there's nothing wrong with
just
really
get to it.
Go easy on him.
Who cares about his house? Dude, sell your house and go away. Somebody was going to buy it and sell it, make it into a museum, turn it into a shrine. And you also have those weird people that follow you. Oh, he's a killer. I want to marry Jeffrey Dahmer. Stop. Just sell the house and go away. Nobody cares.
All right. So does this happen all the time then? Is someone who's going through the court system needs to make some money or whatnot?
I would say yes.
Yeah?
I would say yes. If you need money, and, lawyers are not cheap, which is a whole other issue. We need to do a show on the legal system. But no, lawyers in the legal system. By and large, it's fairly normal to sell a house because you need the money in order to pay your contingency, just to get a lawyer to stay on and then handle your case.
Well, and the people or the companies that bought the house claim that they didn't know about the history.
Well,
So it's not
an idiot. That's an idiot. Listen, when you buy a house, you can go to the police department. You can go online. You can check and see what calls for service have come to that house. Like if you literally bought the house after Dahmer killed somebody, of the apartment building, right? It got so bad they had to tear it down. So you just out of the blue, all the houses between where you are and 36 in Oklahoma, and you bought that one. Right.
Okay. Oftentimes, investigators will have crime scenes at different sites, and sometimes, not always, a jury may go to the scene of a quote-unquote crime. Does this basically indicate that, obviously, if they thought that he murdered her in that house, the cops would not have allowed this to happen, right? Or does that not matter?
I don't think they can stop it unless they go to court and get an injunction to not sell the house. But anytime they want to search it, they'll just get a search warrant and go
They can still go do that?
It's like your house still isn't sacrosanct because a judge can traipse all kind of people through your house.
Have you ever, when you bought a house in Milwaukee, did you make sure to check the how many times it may have had some kind of criminal activity happen?
Well, no, just how many calls for service and what they were for. You never know who lived there before, and so you live in a suburb and you live in Greendale, and you may have had a drug dealer selling drugs out of your house, crystal meth, right? You buy it. 4 years later, somebody gets out of jail and comes looking for Johnny, and Erik lives there. Well, you should have known that ahead of time.
I'm not Johnny.
Right. You should have known that ahead of time. Do a search. They have it down to the census tract, right? That little square block, and you can tell all those little things of who was there, calls for service, all that.
You can find that online.
You should be able to. Worst case, go to the police department. They'll hate me for it, but it's a public service.
Everyone's buying a house nowadays. Every one of them is now going to ask,
Dr. Kidd, I need to come get her. But would you rather be safe than sorry?
Sure. No, absolutely. Dr. Ken Harris joins us on Wisconsin's Morning News. So you have been doing a very special program on 101.7 The Truth this week in honor of National Police Week. You have two more shows tomorrow night and Friday night. Now, I know there's special guests. Are you sharing the guest's name or no?
The guests are Chief Norman and Sheriff Ball.
Okay. Ooh, Sheriff Ball. She doesn't do a lot of interviews. Must be nice to know somebody.
Yes, it is. I know her.
So what are we going to learn from those interviews? What are you going after?
We're basically going to look at how they got into law enforcement, how it feels to be African-American and be in law enforcement, how it feels to be in front of people rioting for reasons, whether you agree or not. Their frustration level is to a point where you're done, the George Floyd, but yet you still have to uphold the law, where people in your community look at you as a sellout. And if you show any actions or activity outside of the quote-unquote law enforcement, if you seem to be on the wrong side of the blue line, right? So you're either too black to be a cop and be accepted into the culture, or you're too blue to be accepted into your community, and you're kind of stuck.
You got to coin that phrase, too black and too blue.
And so now you have to exist. Well, code switching is going from one culture to another. I guess that would be quadruple switching, right? Because you have to go back and forth based on work, right? Because now you're two types of black person, a black person in the community and a black person in law enforcement. You're a cop. It can cause what W.E.B. Du Bois called the double consciousness.
Okay.
Where you consciously go through life thinking through everything. Where am I going to go? Who am I going to be hanging around with? What do I say I do? Oh, I work for the city. Well, do you work for the city? No, I'm a police officer, right? You have to manage who you tell what job you do so that you can exist.
National Police Week. Dr. Ken Harris doing some yeoman's work on it all week long. 101.7 The Truth. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
6:58.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Mauser Packaging Solutions files a layoff notice for 42 employees at its aerosol can plants in Sturtevant. The company says it's considering several options, including a potential sale, merger, or other transaction to keep the plant running. Owners of the Greenfield and Waukesha-based restaurant Indian Village plan a new restaurant in Milwaukee called IVR Bar. They anticipate opening this summer. Microsoft pays $8.8 million for 32 acres of land in Mount Pleasant. This comes less than a week after the company announced a $3.3 billion investment in an artificial intelligence data center campus in the village. I'm Drew Dawson with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
This report is sponsored by Truestone Financial, your neighborhood credit union. Visit truestone.org today.
Whether you're an accomplished DIYer or a proud do-it-for-meer, give your home an upgrade with a home equity loan from Truestone Financial. With rates as low as 5.99% APR and for a limited time, no closing costs. Your Truestone home equity loan is do-anything financing that makes your home more just the way you wanted her. It's your house. Go nuts. It's true, because we're Truestone. Improve your pad at truestone.org. Terms and conditions apply. Closing cost offer not valid with competing offers or promotions. Equal housing opportunity.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Steve Scafidi for Universal Windows Direct. Spring is here and is only going to get hotter from here on out. Call my guys at Universal Windows Direct. Super spacer technology. What does that mean? Keeps the edge of the glass warmer, holds the window seal longer. Plus, Universal Windows Direct backs it up with a true 20-year warranty. Call today, 414-410-2000, 414-410-2000, and for every 2 windows you buy, you get 2 free, plus 0% financing for 60 months. Go to uwd.com. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
New residential, commercial, or multifamily construction? Call Quality Heating before you begin. Starting a new remodel? Pre-planning any new construction with a qualified HVAC design engineer assures your comfort will be at its maximum. Because the last thing you want your new project to be is uncomfortable. This is Anthony Zanevsky with Quality Heating. From Sheboygan to Illinois to Madison and all of greater southeastern Wisconsin, the man in the red van can give you a master plan.
Quality Heating, Quality Heating.
Her bedroom in back was always warm, while the one in front was as cold as an igloo. She asked me what she should do, and I told her, Mary, zoning will solve your issue. At Quality Heating, the man in the red van knows how to even out your home's temperature and take care of humidity or lack thereof. Heck, you spend most of your life there. Why not maximize its comfort? This is Anthony Zanevsky. Ask the man in the red van about zoned heating and cooling ideas for your home.
You gotta see the man in the red van. Quality Heating, Quality Heating.
I'm Brett Matschke, and you're due for service.
Ridgelawns.
It's time for another NL Central Throwdown at American Family Field.
The 3-2 delivery. High drive. Deep right field. Back goes Reynolds. Grand slam.
The Brewers and Pirates face off, with coverage starting today at 11:35 on your home of the Milwaukee Brewers. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
7:01, I'm Erik Bilstad. This is Wisconsin's Morning News for Wednesday, May 15th. Our top story, high-profile frustration over a protest deal at UWM.
I'm Michelle Richards. New trouble for a major aircraft maker.
I'm Debbie Laziga. We got some delays eastbound 94 from about 84th Street to about 68th, and then the westbound side slowing down out of the Marquette interchange all the way through the stadium. Northbound 43 slowing from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up past Keefe. And then on 894 westbound, still slow from 27th Street to 68th Street. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Lots of sun today, a high of 70. Tonight, clear sky, a low of 48. Right now in Milwaukee, 49 at 7:02. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, UW System President Jay Rothman voicing his unhappiness with how UW Milwaukee ended a 2-week pro-Palestinian encampment.
Rothman says he's reviewing the decision-making behind the deal made between UW Milwaukee and student protesters. That deal includes UWM calling for a ceasefire in Gaza and agreeing not to ticket students who were camping. In contrast, Rothman appeared to support the deal made with protesters at UW-Madison days earlier, as well as use of law enforcement there. Rothman issued a statement saying in part, quote, "We need to ensure that there is accountability and responsibility for actions taken on our campuses," end quote. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Meanwhile, the White House is telling key lawmakers that it's sending more than $1 billion in additional arms and ammo to Israel. This comes a week after the White House paused another arms transfer earlier this month.
An MPS assistant principal is accused of child abuse and assaulting a relative in front of staff. Talisa Lockett is accused of dragging a relative to the floor and punching her for at least 10 minutes in front of school staff in April. The victim, an 11-year-old student who's related to Lockett and attended the Golda Meir School upper campus. The criminal complaint says multiple school staff members watched the assault but did not intervene. Lockett is pleading not guilty and faces up to 18 and a half years in prison if convicted.
Effects from the cyber attack on Ascension Hospitals is now being felt in the funeral industry. Funeral services say delays in obtaining a signed death certificate mean that cremation and burial services may have to wait. Director at Wilson Funeral Home in Racine, Chris Kwiatek, tells TMJ4 News.
The doctors cannot access medical records. That will cause the delays in obtaining cause of death for cremation.
A delayed death certificate also means that family members would have to wait to access life insurance and Social Security.
New problems for Boeing. The U.S. Justice Department has determined the aircraft maker violated a deferred prosecution agreement reached after 2 deadly 737 MAX crashes.
When 2 Boeing 737 MAX aircraft went down in 2018 and 2019, killing everyone on board, Boeing got a sort of get-out-of-jail-free card. If Boeing did not make any more major mistakes, it would not be prosecuted. Well, now the Justice Department has notified a federal court it has determined Boeing breached that agreement with recent issues, including fallout from the door plug that flew off the Alaska Airlines 737 MAX in flight. The DOJ saying Boeing has failed to make changes and that it can be prosecuted. Alex Stone, ABC News.
A truck driver is under arrest for a DUI after a crash that killed at least 8 people and injured 40 others in Central Florida. This happened Tuesday morning. State investigators in Florida say the driver of the pickup truck collided with the bus that was carrying more than 50 migrant farm workers. Of the 40 injured, at least 7 were listed in critical condition this morning. Coming up, going out on top in Long Island.
Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 7:05.
Heart disease won't stop us. Diabetes won't slow us down. Allergies, high blood pressure, shoulder pain, cancer. Nothing will keep us from pushing Wisconsin ahead. Because with the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, forward progress is what we stand for. That means always pushing and always innovating. With new technologies and breakthrough treatments that make life better, whether we're sick or well. It means providing more convenience and more ways to receive medical excellence for all your health needs, for big and small. It means being there for you. Our family, caring for yours. So let's keep raising the bar. Let's keep testing the limits of what medicine can do. Let's push ahead and make life here as great as it can be. Visit Freighter.com to find out how.
Here's to sweet summer days together with friends and family in Wisconsin. To discovering magic in every moment.
Hey, Mom, over here.
And to reconnecting through a world filled with wonder.
Wow.
Here's to supper club celebrations and dancing until the sun goes down. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your summer getaway at travelwisconsin.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. If you've got water in your house, you need Guthrie and Fry. We've got their water softener. We get their salt delivery. We've got reverse osmosis that protects the water in our house. They've got the best people. They've got the best products. It's Guthrie and Fry. They treat their clients like their family. I feel that every time they're in our house, you need Guthrie and Fry. Fixed rental rates, convenient salt delivery programs. It's gfwater.com.
Better water makes a big difference. Guthrie and Fry.
The Midwest's best baseball and softball training facility and retail center is here in New Berlin, and it's ready for you and your team. From little leaguers to hardcore players and trainers, this is the place you'll want to be.
You can't beat Burkhart.
Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 7:08.
It'll forever be known as the Sal Frelick game. That story at 7:15.
The Republican National Convention is now only 2 months away, and one of the venues that will be featured is now ready for its national close-up.
The recently expanded Baird Center in downtown Milwaukee is sparkly and shiny and ready for the Republican National Convention.
Pinch me.
It truly is numbing.
Marty Brooks is the president and CEO of the Wisconsin Center District, which includes the Baird Center.
I'm over the moon about the RNC and just so honored that our facility can be a part of the convention.
The RNC begins July 15th. John Mercier, WTMJ News.
Milwaukee Habitat for Humanity starts its new build season today.
Unlocking the American dream unlocks so many other dreams for families.
Milwaukee Habitat for Humanity started 40 years ago. The founders had no money, no lot, and no prospective home buyers. But they had a vision.
It's what inspires me every day to get up.
CEO Brian Sonderman tells Wisconsin's Midday News the nonprofit plans to build 32 homes this year for first-time home buyers.
The need for affordable housing continues, and so I'm inspired by those 12 individuals who had the dream, they had the vision, and they made it happen.
Jessica Ty, WTMJ News.
A big win for a little dog.
The Best in Show winner at the 148th Annual Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show is the miniature poodle.
Sage was the top dog who bested more than 2,500 pooches from all over the country. Her handler, Cass Hosaka, was asked how he felt after the big win.
No word. I'm so happy, exciting. I'm proud of this dog.
This was Hosaka's 45th Westminster Dog Show, and he says his last as well. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
The miniature poodle, that's an acquired taste. Like, that's a very unique looking dog.
I grew up with one.
Yeah, was your dog as nicely cut as Sage?
We didn't do the poofy stuff. We made just like kind of a teddy bear type of cut, so it was just an all-around cut.
It wasn't as pretentious?
No, not with the poofs on the butt or anything like that and on the legs.
Oh. What was its name?
That was Tiffany.
Tiffany. All right,
yes.
Well, Sage, meet Tiffany. 7:10.
He told us to load 4 yards into his 8-foot bed, but we knew that 3 full, honestly measured yards were going to fill his truck bed to the rim. After we proved that, he told us the other guys have been telling him he's been getting 4 yards in there for years. Honest measurements and honest folks who just want to do you right. So you come back. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. We did the math. When you buy bagged mulch from the big guys, you pay $50 a yard. Why pay more for inferior mulch? When you buy from Erickson's, you'll get premium mulch for almost half the cost. And you'll see that even our economy mulch is better, for less than half the cost of bag mulch. And either choice is made with premium colorant that lasts longer. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
Traffic is sponsored by the Delafield Brewhouse Restaurant and Brewery. Visit delafieldbrewhouse.com for daily specials.
April showers bring May flowers, but spring brings Bach, My Bach. The Delafield Brewhouse just tapped their own vintage gold medal winning My Bach. Drink ale, live lager at the Delafield Brewhouse. delafieldbrewhouse.com.
Debbie, how are we looking on the roads?
Things a little bit backed up on westbound 894, as you might expect, through the construction zone. So it's going to be slow out of the Mitchell all the way to 68th Street. We've also got 94 eastbound slowing down from the Zoo Interchange to about Hawley Road. The westbound side's backed up from 25th Street to the Stadium Interchange. Northbound on 43, slow from Fond du Lac Avenue up to Keefe. And on the Rock Freeway, it looks like we got a broken down vehicle just past, on the southbound side, just past Moreland Road off on the right shoulder. Folks kind of trying to swerve around to get around it. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. After a gloomy day yesterday, the sunshine is back this morning and will stick around all the way into this afternoon. High temperatures in the lower 60s near the lake, close to 70 as you head further inland. Tonight, mostly clear skies, low temperatures in the upper 40s. On Thursday, we'll look at partly cloudy skies and a chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms mainly in the afternoon. High temperatures in the upper 60s to low 70s. Friday, partly cloudy skies, high temperatures upper 60s near the lake to mid 70s inland. On Saturday, more partly cloudy skies, high temperatures in the lower 70s near the lake, and we're warming up inland close to the upper 70s. Sunday, mostly sunny skies, high temperatures in the mid 70s by the lake, upper 70s inland. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Right now in Milwaukee, 48 degrees at 7:12.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. In for Vince Petrano, here's Erik Bilstad.
You heard in the news there, Jessica Ty doing the story about the Milwaukee Habitat for Humanity starting its build, 40 years of that this season. Speaking of Habitat for Humanity, Jimmy Carter, former president, remains in hospice. His grandson says the former president's health remains status quo. Jason Carter speaking at the 28th annual Rosalynn Carter, Georgia Mental Health Forum in Atlanta. He spoke to WSB on the sidelines of the event, saying that the former president is nearing the end of his life.
He's still in the same situation he's been in for the last year, right? He's at the end.
Yeah, he's at the end, 99 years old, in good spirits.
He knows he's not in charge of this process, and so he is embracing that as much as he can, embracing these days as much as he can, and I think he's doing good.
So is a headline you're going to see today that the former president is nearing the end of his life, but doing good, says his son. It is 7:14. Have yourself a day, Sal. Sports is next.
Yard work, playing with the kids, getting back out on the boat, things that should be enjoyable, not painful. Vince Vitrano for Connect Chiropractic, where I've been seeing Dr. Alex Young and his team for nearly a year. My neck, back, and shoulder feeling so much better. It's not just that. Did you know regular chiropractic care can help with sciatica, vertigo, great for athletes, and all without twisting, cracking, or popping? Connect Chiro Docs use a special tool for all the adjustments, so there's no discomfort. Learn more or book your first appointment now at Go Connect Chiro. That's GoConnectChiro.com.
Spring fishing is finally here, and Fleet Farm has everything you need to reel in more fish this year. Upgrade your gear with the best brands like Rapala, Berkeley, and St. Croix. Find exclusive flicker sheds you won't find anywhere else, starting at $12.99. Get rod and reel combos starting at only $24.99. And shop our wide selection of fishing line that starts at just $4.99. Land top fishing gear and everything else you need for everyday life at Fleet Farm.
Biz Expo is May 22nd at Brookfield Conference Center. Learn from the experts at the strategy seminars and keynote on building a legendary brand. Connect with business leaders and customers at Biz Expo May 22nd. Register at biztimes.com/bizexpo.
Now, time for a sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Greg Hill.
Game 2 in the Brewers-Pirates series, NL Central Division play at American Family Field, and one to remember for Sal Frelick. Now, we have a plethora of highlights to choose from the young outfielder, but I'll start here.
0-1. Frelick, a high fly ball, deep right field. Racing back is Reynolds at the track. Wall, gone! Sal Frelick's first home run of the season puts the Brewers on top 2-0 here in the second.
Yeah, first homer since last August dealing with that injury. So it's good to see Sal hit the ball well. I played that highlight just so I could play this audio bite from Frelick postgame.
All my homers are usually accidents, so.
Yeah, did you catch that right there? Let me play it again.
All my homers are usually accidents,
yeah.
So.
All my homers are usually accidents, which is hilarious coming off of the Willie Adames extra innings. I'm going to hit this one out, jawing to the fans.
Right, yeah.
In that same locker room, you have...
All my homers are usually accidents, so.
That guy.
I didn't mean to do it.
That's a great balance right there. We talk about confidence in athletes. It's good that some self-awareness is brought to the table. That home run opened up scoring for the Brewers. All 4 runs in the second inning. Frelick coupled that with a two Superman-esque diving catches. I believe the diving catch in the outfield is number 1 on the SportsCenter Top 10 highlights. So well done for Frelick. The rubber match of the 3-game series. By the way, the Brewers win 4-3. The rubber match of the 3-game series is this afternoon. 12:10 first pitch at AmFam Field. Our coverage gets started here on WTMJ at 11:35. The Admirals start round 2 of the AHL playoffs tonight at Panther Arena in the best-of-5 game playoff series against the Grand Rapids Griffins. Puck drops at 7 tonight. And my favorite story of the day, a shakeup in the Horizon League. UW Green Bay's men's basketball programming hiring sports broadcaster Doug Gottlieb as their next head coach.
He's a sports broadcaster.
He's a sports broadcaster, and it's not like he was a sports broadcaster. He will continue to be a sports broadcaster.
See, that's the part I don't get. Because he's a if you don't know the name, he's a national syndicated radio show host.
National.
So think of I don't know,
like a Jim Rowe,
yes.
or like even like a Stephen A. Smith,
or like
right?
a Rush Limbaugh, like something that you hear on multiple stations type of thing. That's what he does.
And now he's the head coach of the UW Green Bay men's basketball
So
team.
is his show going to be at the Phoenix every day?
That would be great. Could you imagine, like, out of his pregame press conference, he's like, all right, I got to go do my radio show, and then I'll come back to the game, have a post-game, and then record tomorrow's episode or something?
What if he has to do, like, a game during his show? Like, what if there's, like, a scheduling mishap?
Could you imagine? It's going to be so interesting to see how this guy navigates it. I think the takeaway that we can have, Eric, is that our broadcasting future is wide open to anything that we want to do. If a sports broadcaster can get a head coaching gig, then who knows what's next for us?
We can do anything. Thank you, Greg. 7:18, why many companies may be biting their nails when it comes to June. That story next.
Tony Drake here from Drake & Associates. Big news. Our Retirement Ready radio show is moving to a new time slot. Catch us at noon every Saturday. At Drake & Associates, we craft tailor-made plans that not only meet your financial needs, but align seamlessly with your unique lifestyle. Tune in at noon on Saturdays and get retirement ready.
Drake & Associates, LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates, LLC does not provide legal or tax advice.
Ready to tackle that honey-do list? WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Inspired Closets. Spring cleaning time. My friends Katie and Dan at Inspired Closets want to help you calm the chaos. Inspired Closets will transform your closets or laundry room, your pantry, any space in your house. They come out for a free visit and use their 3D software to tailor a space specific to you. Right now, get 10% off or 18 months free financing. Contact them today for more details. Tell them Vinny sent you. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Start summer with the fastest weekend of the year at America's National Park of Speed, Road America. The XPEL Grand Prix presented by AMR June 6th through June 9th. America's fastest open-wheel cars return to Road America for one of the IndyCar's premier events, including Indy NXT USF Pro 2000 and Vintage Indy. Make it a full weekend. Great campsites are available. Kids under 16 get in free with paying adults. IndyCar at America's National Park of Speed, Road America. Tickets at roadamerica.com.
David Nason, host of the Fix-It Show, here with my friend Chris Mancuso, owner of Accurate Basement Repair. Chris, what are some signs of basement problems that need to be addressed?
Hey, David, that's a great question. I would say wall cracks, leaning walls, dark or maybe some discolored stains across the walls. Those are really important things to look at.
As a home inspector, I see this often. Don't wait to call the experts I recommend at Accurate Basement Repair today for your free assessment. They're not just good, they're accurate.
7:21. Let's get to Debbie Lazaga.
Alrighty, eastbound 94, seeing some backups from the Zoo Interchange to about Hawley Road. And back on the brakes just past the stadium to about 27th Street. Westbound slow out of the Marquette all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard. Northbound 43 also going to be a bit slow coming up from Fond du Lac Avenue to Keefe. Southbound starting to slow down right past Capitol Drive too. So just keep that one in mind as well. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
So, Debbie, you said you had a miniature poodle named Tiffany.
Yes.
And the reason we learned that today is because the Best in Show winner last night at Westminster was a miniature poodle named Sage. And Michelle, you say they win all the time, or is second most?
Second most winning, I think.
Okay. So when you had yours, you said you did not have it all glammed up with like the ball on the end of the tail and the balls on its feet and all that kind of stuff.
Nope.
So, but did it did the hair get out of control if you didn't tame it?
I mean, you had to be kind of careful with it. I mean, we got her groomed pretty often just because we were so lazy we wouldn't necessarily brush her all that much. She wouldn't sit still.
So good that
she wouldn't sit still either. So yeah, her personality would change. When she's fluffy, she's cute and cuddly. When we shaved her down, she was like, "Yeah, get away from me."
Interesting.
Yeah, it was really kind of interesting. But
so ours is the
Dog.
opposite. We have a Labradoodle, and when he gets shaved, he feels like $1 million. It's like, finally, I can breathe again. Your dog, though, was your dog as pretentious?
As
other miniature poodles?
I don't think she was pretentious. I think she was just, less than comfortable because she would be cold. She liked being warm, but she was a very smart dog.
No, do my nails.
Exactly.
Lots of sun today, a high of 70. Tonight, clear sky, a low of 48. Thursday, partly cloudy. There is some scattered rain and storms in the forecast for later in the day tomorrow. High of 72. Friday, high of 74. Saturday, 78. Sunday, a high of 78 inland. Right now in Milwaukee at 7:23, 49 degrees. Wisconsin's Morning News. Erik Bilstad here. Vince Vetrano is on his way to New York City. He's picking up his daughter after a year in college. Michelle Richards is here. Thank you, Michelle, for coming in today. Michelle, you'll be back tomorrow as well. So Target is making a change. As you may or may not know, June is Pride Month. And every year, companies like Target may put up some different offerings to show their support for Pride, for gay pride and whatnot. And this year, Target announced late on a Friday, they're going to change it up this June.
When the Pride Month of June rolls around in a few weeks, you won't see clothing, beauty aids, or home products targeted to the LGBTQ plus community at Target. The retailer is responding to pushback it's gotten from some consumers over the past few years, including people in some southern states who knocked over mannequins and other displays. Target's also gotten pushback the other way from those who say it's caving in. Target says the backlash has hurt sales, and it says those items removed will still be available online. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
I'm so curious how this plays out. Because last year, you may recall, it wasn't just the Bud Light situation. With the Bud Light situation, they had a trans, not even a trans spokesperson, just a video with a trans person with a Bud Light, and that caused all kinds of backlash that they're still reeling from. Then other companies also had some issues with it. So you're going to see companies like Target want to show their support like they do every year, but also fear the backlash, which of course also means potentially losing money. So what do you do? This has to have been a topic in many a boardroom for the last several months for these retail companies, any company, a coffee company, what have you, trying to figure out what do you do in this situation. I don't know what the answer would be, but I guarantee you they're talking about it.
Well, and how do you react to your customers? Like, how much control do you give the people you're selling merchandise to?
Meaning, how much do you allow them to dictate?
Right.
I think it always comes back to one thing. There's one thing that dictates all of this. The almighty dollar affects everything. It all comes back to money. So granted, while I do think Target can do this, and Target will still in some stores have Pride more, more visual than in other areas.
More
obviously,
prominent displays.
Yeah, prominent. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. I do think that there is a huge fear of repercussions and a huge fear of losing money. And I'm not suggesting that's right or wrong, or I'm not getting into the battle. I know there's a lot of feelings about that kind of stuff. I'm surprised at how strongly the polarization of this type of topic is, but it is. But I guarantee you that Target and others have been talking about this for months, trying to figure out what June looks like. And I'm so curious. We're a couple of weeks away. How do they handle this? How do all of these companies handle gay pride in June? Because it's going to be a thing. And I guarantee also that there are people rubbing their hands together right now, influencers that just can't wait because they want to fire up their base and get someone upset about something. They want to create manufactured outrage for clicks or whatnot. It's 7:26. No Vince, but you can always find Vince on the old podcast page. Don't forget, just text the word Vince to the WTMJ Talk and Text line 855-616-1620. Pancake pulls everything from the show and throws it on there. So you can find, I'd say 90% of the show is in podcast form in little bits and pieces that you can always find on the page. We'll send you the link. 7:27 right now. Time now for news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management market update. As we look at the numbers, we're an hour away. Stock futures right now, everything's in the red. The Dow's down, the Nasdaq and the S&P all down as we are an hour away from the bell opening. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite Financial Planning at every level. Details at annexwealth.com. News is next.
Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market and how it affects Wisconsin businesses and folks who live here. Sponsored by the original Knowledge Broker, R&R Insurance. Joining us today, Jeff Salasinski, Vice President of Insurance Operations. Jeff, we try to keep things simple around here. So I know you talk about how insurance today is very complex, how it's expensive. Let's talk with folks in simple terms, how to simplify and how to better manage the cost.
Thanks, Vince. I have two simple thoughts that will help everyone tremendously. Choice and competition. Let's tackle choice first. If you're working with an agent that can only give you a quote from one company, or you're trying to buy online, you're already at a distinct disadvantage. Why limit your options? Number two is competition, Vince. In order to get the best combination of price and coverages, you need to get multiple insurance companies competing for your business. When multiple insurance companies compete, the consumer or the business is the clear winner every time.
What else is important here?
Let me add one more thought as well. R&R Insurance is approaching our 50th year in business. We've successfully guided clients through difficult times like this before. We're not for sale, and we're always acutely focused on you, the client. R&R Insurance is that quality partner for thousands of businesses and families in Wisconsin.
Yeah, but Jeff, my buddy's cousin or somebody like that sells insurance, right? Why not go with somebody that I kind of know?
Yeah, Vince, I learned a long time ago, when you have a problem, when you have an insurance issue as a business owner, it's critically important to work with the advisor that knows the industry the best, not the advisor you know best. Does your buddies' cousins have access to the resources that we might have at R&R? I doubt it. It's important. It's how we differentiate in today's marketplace. No one has better insights or more capabilities than R&R.
You know, sometimes folks will pay more for superior service, but if you work with R&R Insurance, you won't have to. That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
7:30 on Wisconsin's Morning News. I'm Erik Bilstad. Our top story, abuse charges for an MPS assistant principal.
I'm Michelle Richards. Pains continue at Ascension, Wisconsin hospitals.
I'm Debbie Lazago. Westbound 894 slowing out of the Mitchell interchange all the way to 68th Street with the northbound side backing up. Northbound on 4394 slowing down from Holt Avenue up past Oklahoma. Northbound 43 backing up from before Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up to Keefe with the westbound side out of the Marquette. Slow all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Plenty of sun today, a high of 70 inland. Should be a nice one. Tonight, clear sky, a low of 48. For your Thursday, there is a chance for a rainstorm later on in the day tomorrow, a high of 72. Friday, the high is 74. We get to the upper 70s, 78 over the weekend.
ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. The Biden campaign responding to questions about whether President Biden and former President Trump would debate.
Well, make my day, pal. I'll even do it twice. So let's pick the dates, Donald. I hear you're free on Wednesdays.
A video released on social media by the Biden campaign, which has also notified the Commission on Presidential Debates it will not take part in their debates. Instead, it would debate an news organization managed debates. It wants them to occur in June and September. So far, no response from the Trump campaign. Former president's criminal hush money trial resumes tomorrow with more cross-examination of his one-time attorney, Michael Cohen. Secretary of State Antony Blinken, concluding a trip to Ukraine, announced another $2 billion in U.S. aid, mostly from a package already approved by Congress. And the April Consumer Price Index about to be released. Economists looking for signs of cooling inflation. This is ABC News.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time 7:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, an MPS assistant principal accused of child abuse and assaulting a relative in front of staff. Talisha Lockett is accused of dragging a relative to the floor and punching her for at least 10 minutes in front of the school staff. This happened in April. The victim, an 11-year-old student who's related to Lockett and attended the Golda Meir School upper campus. The criminal complaint says multiple school staff watched the assault but did not intervene. She is pleading not guilty but faces more than 18 years if she were to be convicted.
A standoff on the roof of a paper company in Fond du Lac. Police were called to a Fleet farm on Tuesday for reports of a man walking around the store while flashing a police badge. Officers identified him as a 34-year-old man who lives in Fond du Lac who's wanted for retail theft, trespassing, and property damage. The man took off and climbed onto the International Paper Building rooftop. Police say he was behaving erratically and threatening violence. After a shelter-in-place order and 6 hours of negotiations, officers took the man into custody.
Delayed cremations and burial services. It's the latest result of the cyber attack at Ascension Healthcare. Without access to phone services and medical records, doctors can't process death certificates. At least they can't do so quickly. Director at Wilson Funeral Home in Racine, Chris Krylacek tells TMJ4 News that families also dealing with delayed access to life insurance.
It's very useful to the families after the fact of a funeral. It's more difficult emotionally on the families.
Now, the latest update from Ascension says hospitals, physician offices, and care sites in Wisconsin are open, but they're still dealing with some retail pharmacies that can't fill prescriptions.
More pushback against UW Milwaukee's handling of protest encampments. UW System President Jay Rothman issued a statement saying he was disappointed by the course taken by UWM and its agreement reached with protesters. That agreement includes allowing students to discuss their concerns about divestments with the UWM Foundation and to not ticket students for camping on university grounds. Rothman's response comes after local Jewish groups criticized the deal. They argued UWM Chancellor Mark Monet caved to student protesters' demands and failed to support Jewish students.
Another land grab in Mount Pleasant for Microsoft. The tech giant purchasing 32 acres for nearly $9 million. This after the company last week announced a $3 billion AI data center in the same area. Microsoft currently owns 3 parcels also, or I should say 3 parcels of land in Mount Pleasant. Coming up, there's overachievers, and then there's this kid.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 7:34.
Traffic sponsored by Senex Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926.
Enjoy a steak and help veterans this week at Sendix. USDA Choice Black Angus T-bone steaks are just $9.99 per pound with a portion going to Stars and Stripes Honor Flight. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
News is sponsored by Griffin Ford, Griffin Chevy and Metro Auto Mall, and Griffin's Hub Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
$1. In today's world, it doesn't go far, unless you're spending it at Griffin. Because for just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. Buy one or a whole set. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, we'll put you in new tires for just $1 over our cost, with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. That's right, $1 over cost, and we'll even show you the invoice to prove it. So what's the catch? There really is no catch. You don't have to buy a car or truck from us. We'd like to sell you one, though. Our only requirements is we put them on for you. You buy 1, 2, or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin at Griffin. Available at Griffin Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram, 27th Street and Jefferson. Griffin Chevy in the Auto Mall. Griffin Ford, Waukesha, and Fort Atkinson. 5 ways to make your dollar grow further. Griffin, the buck stops here, but the deals on tires don't. $1 over cost, that's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. We're all living longer. That means in all of our families, people are facing Alzheimer's, dementia, and other memory-related issues. Azura specializes in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms. They're Wisconsin-based, 14 in our state, 4 in our area. I've been in their buildings. They're fantastic. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, empathy and compassion at the core. It's Azura.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 7:36.
Jeff Levering joins us for Brewers 360. That's coming up at 7:45.
Eric, you guys are right in the middle of college, right? Getting kids ready for college.
Searching, yes. It's just beginning, and it's a hassle.
And do you know how you're going to pay for it all?
No. Still working on that, Michelle.
Well, maybe you should take some advice from an 18-year-old who lives in Georgia. Madison Crowell, she knew she's wanted to go to college since she was a young kid. She applied to hundreds of schools, Eric, and was accepted into 231 of them.
Oh, my gosh.
Earning $14.7 million in scholarships.
It's expensive to apply to that many schools.
Yes.
So is she making that much money in scholarships because she applied to so many or because she's super smart?
I don't know. That's a great question because I want to know how she did it because I have 3 girls that will need to get into college too. And I don't know. I mean, we're not there yet. Our oldest is 12, but I'm already panicking a little bit.
Oh my gosh. You know what's frustrating about this is that my kid is interested in school, wants to go, talks about it, but then like does none of the work.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, like you actually have to, what school would you like to go to? He's like, I don't know. Dude, any interest in, maybe we do one of these little where we search through and we talk about it. I don't know, maybe. Like, dude, do you want to go or not? You don't have to, but if you want to, you got to get on the horse. Have him call this girl.
Well, Madison and her family apparently started really researching colleges back in middle school, so I feel like I'm already behind the ball here.
There we go. See, that was the issue.
Yeah.
7:38. It was a who's who in a New York courtroom. That story next. The news brought to you by Steinhoffels. Visit them at steinhoffels.com.
Steinhoffel's Memorial Day mattress sale is happening now. The new Tempur-Adapt is in stock and ready to get you the best night's sleep ever. Upgrade your sleep and save up to $500 on adjustable base sets. Tempur-Pedic Queen mattresses start at just $48 per month when you use Steinhoffel's 60-month financing. Plus, you'll get $300 in Steinhoffel's cash. Nothing beats a great night's sleep on a new Tempur-Pedic from Steinhoffel's. Shop in-store and online at steinhoffels.com.
It started with a prediction.
Go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here with spring here and the warmer temps in the air. This is a great time to be doing all the fun outdoor stuff, right? Like the hiking, the biking, maybe going to the lake. But if your joints are flaring up, you may be having second thoughts maybe about hitting those 18 holes. Well, if you're tired of the achy joints, here's what you do. You call QC Kinetics. Do it before you agree to surgery or steroids or any other medication. It's what tens of thousands of patients are doing. Take Abby, for instance. Constant back pain. She had nonstop ice packs, steroids. It was exhausting for her, but thanks to QC Kinetics, Abby feels like a new person. No back pain thanks to QC Kinetics regenerative treatments. Call QC Kinetics. I'd love to be talking about your story next, your lasting relief with no downtime. Call QC Kinetics. Consultation is free. Hear about it now. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. QC Kinetics. Traffic and weather at 7:40. Good morning, Debbie Lazago.
Good morning, Eric. We're now starting to get a few patchy spots on 41 southbound between Silver Spring and Hampton, and then again across the Capitol Drive area. Southbound 43 is going to be slow from before Hampton Avenue down through to about Keefe. Northbound slow out of the Marquette all the way up to Keefe. And then westbound 94, slow out of the Marquette to Mitchell Boulevard. The eastbound side is going to slow down out of the 92nd Street area all the way through to about 27th Street. Heads up, though, there's also a little bit of a bunching coming out of the Gerke's Corners area, so from Barker Road all the way to Brookfield Road. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Sunshine is going to be around all day long today. High temperatures in the lower 60s near the lake, close to 70 inland for today. Tonight, mostly clear skies, low temperatures, upper 40s. Thursday, partly cloudy skies. The chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms mainly in the afternoon. High temperatures in the upper 60s to low 70s. Friday, partly cloudy skies, small chance for rain shower early on. Otherwise, we stay dry. High temperatures in the upper 60s near the lake, mid 70s inland. Partly cloudy skies on Saturday, high temperatures, lower 70s lakeside, upper 70s inland. On Sunday, we'll see mostly sunny skies, high temperatures in the mid 70s near the lake, upper 70s inland. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore, the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
49 degrees right now at 7:42. No court today in New York in the former President Donald Trump hush money trial. Court is off today. It's also off Friday. Prosecution could be done tomorrow. So then the defense would take over.
Trump has said over and over that he would testify in his own defense, but away from the jury. When the judge asked, do you have any indication whether your client is going to testify, defense attorney Todd Blanche answered no, and he went on to suggest the defense may call no witnesses at all.
ABC's Aaron Katersky there. Lots of people in the courtroom, not just media and the like, but also lawmakers. GOP members hopefully maybe trying to curry favor with the former president.
If you had any doubt that this is a Republican Party that has lined up around the former president, all you have to do is look at that image of Trump and all those Republicans lining up right behind him, including some that are hoping to be his running mate.
North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum's been there. Former GOP presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy as well, says ABC's Rachel Scott. And even the House Speaker.
This is not just any Republican lawmaker. This is the Speaker of the House, the second line to the presidency, showing up in this Manhattan courtroom outside to blast the American judicial system and to do what Donald Trump cannot do, which is go after the witnesses, including Michael Cohen. We know that Donald Trump is barred from doing that under this gag order.
So that's the strategy here. Use some of these other GOP members to kind of do your dirty work because he is under that gag order. Again, no court today, no court Friday because Trump has the day off because he's going to go see his son graduate. So Thursday, the prosecution expected to wrap, then the defense will take over. 7:44, Brewers 360 in 1 minute.
Greg Matzik here for Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac, where the 65th anniversary sale is on. Perfect timing to explore all that's new from Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC, score enticing offers, and get more for your trade. You'll be in great hands with Team Holiday. They've been delighting and making fans of drivers since 1959. Well, that's a lot of fans, and I'm one of them. Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday, Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC in Fond du Lac and at holidaygm.com. It's worth the trip.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
The Brewers win 4-3 rubber match this afternoon from American Family Field. Brewers and Pirates right here on WTMJ Radio. Brewers 360 sponsored by Holiday Automotive. Joining us on the Tri-County Contracting Hotline is voice of the Brewers, Jeff Levering. Jeff, would you call this the Sal Frelick game from last night? That was a pancake suggestion for the game.
I would say that last night was the Sal Frelick game of the year, yes. Most definitely. With two great diving catches and a two-run home run and a Gatorade bath to finish it all off, yes.
He needed that, didn't he?
I think he did. It was a really big game, and I think I may have said it in the home run call because he needed something to happen offensively. He's really been going through it. Even on the last road trip, on this homestand, he'd only had 2 hits. Hadn't had a home run yet on the season. I think I said it in the call, that a baby or something like that. Just, you can tell when a guy's really grinding, and he's going on 6 weeks of the baseball season. Really good to have him have a good day.
So Bobby Gass is on the hill this afternoon. That's the new nickname that we're going with anyway. Bobby Gass for the crew. Is he here to stay? Is no matter what, are they going to just kind of keep him on the hill and let's see what he can do?
I certainly think that he is here as long as he continues to pitch well. There's no reason to send him down. He definitely, and I joked with Matt Arnold on the air a couple of days ago that Robert Gasser earned himself another start, right, with 6 scoreless innings. He goes, yeah, I think he'll be around for a little bit. But he's got the Pirates today. It's kind of a light-hitting lineup, especially when their right-handed guys are in there. So hopefully he's got another good day, and then you go on the long road trip. His next matchup will be in Miami against the Marlins, and then you go from there. It's fun to watch him work, though. A young kid and the last remains of what was the Josh Hader deal.
How much? I remember Craig Counsell once saying that he was almost he called it paranoia. It was the joke. He was always looking so far ahead when it came to the pitching staff, like who was going to pitch the following week and the week after and the week after. Is Murph that way? Is he processing well into the future as to when someone might pitch or who they would call up if they needed to?
I think he's got an eye on the future, but Murph's been pretty adamant about staying in the moment and, hey, what can we do about winning today's ball game? Who's available for us to win today's game? And I appreciate that very much. Hobie Milner said it in an interview the other day about how the clubhouse kind of feels like a college clubhouse where everybody's rallying behind each other for one day. Nobody's thinking about okay, well, I'm at 10 homers, so the rest of the season I have to hit 20, and then I can have my 30-homer season. Nobody's thinking about those individual accolades. They're all trying to band together to win one game on that particular day and do everything that they can. But there is a slight bit of responsibility for Pat Murphy and the rest of the coaching staff to map things out, make sure they've got enough coverage for the next couple of days. If a starter goes short in one particular day, who's available to go 2 or 3 innings to cover those innings? You do have that responsibility as a manager, but I don't think he's looking at Game 2 in Boston next Saturday and saying who's going to start.
Jeff Levering joining us on Brewers 360. Hey, so we played the Chargers last night. My kid did in U14 baseball. So your kid's still playing? Is he a Charger?
My kid is a junior Phoenix. So
he's a Phoenix now.
We crossed back over the tracks in Menominee Falls.
Okay.
So he's on the 9-under Phoenix team, and they had a really good day against the Pewaukee Pirates 9-under team a couple days ago.
How's that game changer working for you? Are you using it all the time? Following on the app?
It's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. There are times where I'm calling the Brewers game, and then I'll be watching my son's game on the Game Changer, and then I look up and I see the counts 2-2 in Game Changer, and then I look up and I almost say 2-2, but I got to remember what game I'm calling and watching.
Right. And then the Game Changer will undo because the person calling it will make a mistake, and they'll go back a couple of pitches or whatnot, and then you're all thrown off even more. See, these are the things.
Oh, no, what the heck just happened? He went from a single to a double, and then it was an E5. What is happening?
Right.
Oh, that's all right. I appreciate all the parents for doing that.
Half the audience has no idea what we're talking about, but boy, that app is mind-blowing to me. Jeff Levering, thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
You got it, guys. Take it easy.
7:49. Mark Tauscher next on why something is happening in Green Bay that's never happened before. And I'm not talking about the draft football. Something entirely different is happening in Green Bay that's never happened before, and we'll throw it to Tausch next.
Small business owners, we know tackling your to-do list can sometimes feel like going 12 rounds against a heavyweight champ. Except that heavyweight's gloves are made of something hard, like diamonds. So when a new to-do pops up, you're like, I can't. I'm boxing my diamond boxing glove wearing heavyweight champ of a to-do list. At Progressive, we don't want to make your day any harder. That's why we make it easy with over 30 customizable coverage options, so you can finally land a knockout blow. See if you can save on business insurance in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliated and third-party insurers.
My doctor told me my cholesterol is borderline, so I took control with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula. Garlic helps maintain healthy cholesterol safely and naturally. It's odor and taste-free, and Garlic is a world leader in garlic potency. I'm taking charge of my cholesterol with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula, cholesterol's natural enemy.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Order up today and you get 0% interest for up to 48 months. That's right, up to 4 years with no interest. You only have until May 31st at Pella, so jump on it now. Pella's Design Works lets you virtually see what your home would look like with their new windows and patio doors before you buy. Get 0% interest-free financing for up to 48 months if you order by May 31st. Certain restrictions do apply. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Veterans benefits denied? Call Tayback for the payback. Brave Americans who served shouldn't be denied benefits or have a disability claim incorrectly evaluated by the VA. If you're one of those vets, call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a good Karma brand station.
7:51. Getting any better, Debbie?
Not really. Things are starting to build up even more. No accidents, at least, but we do have delays. For example, northbound on 4394 coming out of the Mitchell Interchange or on the Plainfield curve up past Oklahoma. You're back on the brakes heading through the Marquette all the way up to Keefe. Southbound slowing down from just south of Silver Spring all the way down to about almost Center Street. Westbound on 94 backing up out of the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound slow right through from about Springdale all the way to about Brookfield Road, and then back on the brakes from 92nd Street to about 35th Street. Hey, by the way, BRI's on the roads report accident slowdowns and road conditions to the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Lots of sun today, a high of 70. Tonight, clear, a low of 48. Thursday, 72 is the high inland. Partly cloudy, a chance for rain later on in the day tomorrow. Friday, a high of 74. Saturday, Sunday, highs of 78 inland. Right now in Milwaukee, 48 at 7:53.
Idea Man.
I'm in Vegas, baby. I am in Vegas.
Innovative.
I'm out here for there's a Badger. It's called the Badger Desert Classic. It's a golf tournament. Question for you boys: if you're getting your head beat in, do you just take it or do you chase?
And Packers Hall of Famer.
It has not been pretty so far for your boy.
Keep chasing them, man.
Talking
Keep
about
going.
the golfer.
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
All right, Tausch. No Vince today. Vince is on his way to New York to get his daughter from school. Michelle Richards in studio. So this story that broke yesterday regarding UW Green Bay, tiny little UW Green Bay, I think is the most amazing thing of the week. And I'm not sure if people realize the enormity of what this could be for tiny little UW Green Bay. A national syndicated radio host named Doug Gottlieb is now the head coach of the UW Green Bay basketball team. And the best part, Tausch, he can still do his radio show.
Yeah, so I don't know if that tells you something about the radio industry or the basketball coaching community. I'm not sure which one that is, but I heard that yesterday about the fact that he was going to be a coach, and Doug Gottlieb, for everybody that follows college basketball, he was a CBS analyst, and now he has that radio show. Yeah. And I thought, man, I don't know if he's going to getting a national radio show is a big deal. You make good money, and you obviously have a voice and all of the stuff that we talk about. But for him to get back into coaching, those rumors were going around. Actually, I think before Sundance Wicks got that last job, I think he was in the mix for it too. So there's obviously some connection. So there are a couple of things that I thought were really weird about how this played out. First off, you mentioned it already, the fact that he is going to keep coaching, or he's going to keep doing his show while he's coaching. Right. The reason most athletes and most sane people don't go into coaching is the hours are obscene. And now with the NIL transfer portal, you're on call nonstop. And you have to be out recruiting, and you have to sit and break down film. So that part, but then the other part is he doesn't have like a 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. or 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. show. He's in the heart of the day, 3 to 6. So is he going to go to these Fighting Phoenix players and say, I know your guys' class schedule. You're going to have to take super morning classes because at 3 to 6, we can't practice. And then actually I got to prep for the show from 2 to 3. So I got a 4 to 5 hour window. Oh, and if there's a game on at night that I have to watch, a Packer game or an NFL game I have to talk about tomorrow, I can't do that. Coaching is a lifestyle. Coaching is not a half-time deal, so I'll be fascinated to watch this because for all of us then, this opens up all new avenues for anyone that does radio. We could start maybe looking at becoming a full-time politician, or we could go get third and fourth jobs if you want, if this actually works from Doug Gottlieb's standpoint.
Could it help him in any way, though, having that national platform in his coaching ventures and, the team in general?
Yeah, Michelle, I think it definitely could help in the fact that it gives you, if we're being honest, outside of UW, outside of Wisconsin Green Bay fans in Wisconsin, nobody would have said anything about who Green Bay hired. The fact that this happened with Doug Gottlieb, yeah, I think that is the one positive, but I still just don't know how you get around that management of time when you're talking about continuing on and doing a show. Maybe he'll take the fall and spring off and just work winters. I don't know. I'm not sure how that is going to work with his radio job, but I just know what coaches put themselves through, and I'm fairly certain they can't have another full-time job if they're going to be good at what they're doing when it comes to coaching.
Ask any parent who volunteer coaches their kid, like how much work that can be and how much time
Literally,
that takes.
I was just thinking that as we have a 10-year-old in softball that my wife coaches, and obviously I try to get to as many games. Sure. I coach my son's team. You start factoring that, and it's already like, man, I can't watch the Nuggets-Timberwolves game, and I got to go watch my kid play softball. And you just factor that by a myriad of X, and you think what Gottlieb's going to do. But again, it's going to be fascinating to watch how this all plays out.
Good stuff. Tausch, thank you, sir.
You bet, guys.
Mark Tauscher on Wisconsin's Morning News is sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Microsoft pays $8.8 million for 32 acres of land in Mount Pleasant. This comes less than a week after the company announced a $3.3 billion investment in an artificial intelligence data center campus in the village. Mauser Packaging Solutions files a layoff notice for 42 employees at its aerosol can plant in Sturtevant. The company says it's considering several options, including a potential sale, merger, or other transaction to keep the plant running. Owners of the Greenfield and Waukesha-based restaurant Indian Village plan a new restaurant in Milwaukee called IVR Bar. They anticipate opening this summer. I'm Drew Dawson with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
I'll say it again. Our mission is to protect and uphold our reputation. And what that means is wherever we go, we make it better for those in need of our services and the great people we have working with us. Our reputation matters. It matters to us, and it should matter to you. We believe that operating with integrity will set us apart from our competitors, and that this attracts people to us that share these same values. I say this because I want you to know when you work with Semper Fi, character counts. It's why you can count on the industry's hands-down best lifetime workmanship warranty that now includes free annual inspections. And it's why we always have one project manager per job, which is absolutely not the industry standard. When you're paying for a brand new roof to go on what's likely the biggest investment you have, you want it done right, and you want to be able to count on the people doing it. This is Brad Youngwith with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company.
Keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi. Stay and play in Lake Geneva, the Midwest's premier golf destination. With 10 challenging courses for all abilities and skill levels, breathtaking views, crystal clear lakes, and rolling fairways. Enjoy an all-inclusive golf getaway with luxurious lodging, distinctive dining, and a relaxing spa. Plan a group golf outing, a corporate event, or a weekend getaway with friends or family. For course information and more, go to visitlakegeneva.com. Lake Geneva. It's always been the place for legendary golf.
I'm Brett Matschke, and you're due for service.
Richlands. It's time for another NL Central Throwdown at American Family Field.
The 3-2 delivery. High drive. Deep right field. Back goes Reynolds. Grand slam.
The Brewers and Pirates face off with coverage starting today at 11:35 on your home of the Milwaukee Brewers. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
8:01, I'm Erik Bilstad. This is Wisconsin's Morning News for Wednesday, May 15th. Our top story, a system leader unhappy with the protest deal made at UWM.
I'm Michelle Richards. Issues persist at Ascension, Wisconsin hospitals.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Southbound on 43, a hefty ride coming in from Silver Spring all the way down past Capitol Drive. Northbound slow out of the Marquette up to Keefe. Westbound 94, riding the brakes from 25th Street all the way to about Hawley Road. The eastbound side also slowing down from 84th Street through the Stadium interchange. 41 southbound, we are seeing delays from just south of Appleton Avenue all the way down past Hampton, then again coming out of the Capitol Drive area. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Sunny today, a high of 70 inland. Tonight, clear, a low of 48. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center at 8:01, UW System President Jay Rothman not happy today with how UW Milwaukee ended the 2-week pro-Palestinian tent encampment.
Rothman says he's reviewing the decision-making behind the deal made between UW Milwaukee and student protesters. That deal includes UWM calling for a ceasefire in Gaza and agreeing not to ticket students who were camping. In contrast, Rothman appeared to support the deal made with protesters at UW-Madison days earlier, as well as use of law enforcement there. Rothman issued a statement saying in part, quote, "We need to ensure that there is accountability and responsibility for actions taken on our campuses," end quote. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
An MPS assistant principal is accused of child abuse and assaulting a relative in front of staff. Talisa Lockett is accused of dragging a relative to the floor and punching her for at least 10 minutes in front of school staff on April 19th. That victim, an 11-year-old student who is related to Lockett and who attended the Golda Meir School upper campus. The criminal complaint says multiple staff members watched the assault but did not intervene. Lockett is pleading not guilty and faces up to 18 and a half years in prison if convicted.
Effects from the ransomware cyber attack on Ascension Hospitals is now being felt by the funeral industry. Funeral services are being delayed because they can't obtain a signed death certificate for cremation and burial services. Director of Wilson Funeral Home in Racine, Chris Kwilacek, tells TMJ4 News.
The doctors cannot access medical records. That will cause the delays in obtaining cause of death for cremation.
A delayed death certificate also means family members have to wait to access life insurance.
Another land grab in Mount Pleasant for Microsoft. The tech giant has purchased 32 acres for nearly $9 million. This after the company last week announced a $3.3 billion AI data center in the same area. At that announcement, Microsoft President Brad Smith told WTMJ the company intends to grow its footprint in the region.
What we announced today is what we're going to do between now and the end of 2026. And then we hope to do more.
Microsoft currently owns 3 parcels of land in Mount Pleasant.
President Biden is issuing a debate challenge to former President Donald Trump, saying he'll be there for at least 2 debates if the former president is also willing. No word yet on whether or not the Trump campaign will do so. Meanwhile, the Republican National Convention is now only 2 months away, and one of the venues that'll be featured is now ready for its national close-up.
The recently expanded Baird Center in downtown Milwaukee is sparkly and shiny and ready for the Republican National Convention.
Pinch me. It truly is numbing.
Marty Brooks is the president and CEO of the Wisconsin Center District, which includes the Baird Center.
I'm over the moon about the RNC and just so honored that our facility can be a part of the convention.
The RNC begins July 15th. John Merkier, WTMJ News.
New information about the cargo ship that destroyed Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge. A preliminary report by the National Transportation Safety Board says the cargo ship experienced an electrical blackout about 10 hours before leaving the port of Baltimore and again shortly before it slammed into the bridge, killing 6 construction workers. Former NTSB Chair Robert Sumwalt.
NTSB will certainly want to understand exactly what those problems were on the day before the ship sailed. They're going to want to understand why those generators failed.
The NTSB says a full investigation could take a year or more.
Coming up, a big announcement about something that you care so much about. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time. You like the suspense there? It's 8:06.
News is sponsored by BBC Lighting. Thousands of specialty light fixtures open Monday through Saturday.
Hi folks, this is Hank Albert, owner of BBC Lighting. With spring in the air, a young man's fancy turns to ceiling fans. And at BBC, he'll see all the best quality fans and their newest styles. The new fan electronics provide a great method of moving air, and with LED lights, they use less electricity than ever. We have fans in all sizes, from 24 to 96 inches wide, and their motors are warranted for life. At BBC, we advise you on the right fan for your needs, and our prices are the lowest. I guarantee it. We're open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and on Saturday 10 to 4 and located at 20th and St. Paul Avenue across from Sobelman's and Bachman Furniture, all near the Potawatomi Casino. Stay safe and healthy, my friends.
The Mine Chef restaurant in Hartford and Oshkosh just lowered their dine-in Wednesday and Friday fish fry price to $4.99. Kids and grandkids 5 and under eat free from the kids menu. Sunday through Thursday. Call and reserve minechefrestaurant.com.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:07.
Milwaukee Habitat for Humanity is celebrating 40 years this year, and its work is needed now more than ever.
Over the last 6 months, we've had nearly 2,500 families do home buyer assessments, so the interest is probably at record levels.
That's the CEO of Milwaukee Habitat for Humanity, Brian Sonderman. He tells Wisconsin's Midday News the current housing market is leaving many families feeling a house is unattainable.
And that's driven by the high cost of rent, the high mortgage rates, the necessity to have so much for down payments that families are just feeling like there's no hope.
But Habitat for Humanity is in the business of creating hope. This season, the nonprofit will build 32 affordable homes in the city for first-time home buyers. Jessica Tai, WTMJ News.
A group of prominent TikTok users are suing the federal government to stop a law that could lead to the popular app's ban in the U.S. CBS's Chanel Call.
The users say the law violates their First Amendment rights. President Biden signed the measure into law last month, which requires TikTok's China-based parent company ByteDance to sell its stake in the app or face a ban. TikTok has also filed a separate challenge to the law. A Justice Department spokesperson tells CBS News it looks forward to defending the legislation in court.
A judge blocked a law in Montana last year that prohibits the app in part on First Amendment grounds.
Remember the Golden Bachelor? It wasn't just The Bachelor, it was the Golden Bachelor, where the guy was a little bit older and was looking for he was a widower, and looking for a second wife. They've divorced, by the way. They're not together anymore. Well, now we have the Golden Bachelorette. ABC officially found its first ever Golden Bachelorette, Joan Vassos from Rockland, Maryland. She will star in the inaugural season after her time on The Golden Bachelor. She was on there for a little bit and was cut short, sent home. Vassos, 61 years old. She left the last season early in the third week to care for her daughter who had recently given birth. So now the grandmother of two and school administrator is headed to the Golden Bachelorette
I think
show.
She's aiming a little high. She says she wants to find her life partner. Has anyone found their life partner on one of these shows?
Did you watch Golden Bachelor? Was that on your...
No. No,
that's not your show.
It is so far down on my list of shows. Can't even see it.
What's your problem?
Terrible.
Let's see here. She's a mother of four, grandmother of two, school administrator. Her late husband, John, whom she was married to for more than 30 years, died of pancreatic cancer in 2021. He was a husband that always made me feel safe and cherished, she wrote on Instagram. He was the parent that was always the fun one because that's all he knew how to do. So now she's becoming the Golden Bachelorette as they try to expand the brand of The Bachelor, which I'm not sure what else you can do. Once you've done Bachelor, Bachelorette, and then Golden Bachelor and Bachelorette, what's next?
Didn't they do like Farmer Bachelor or something?
That's on, and the girl from Caledonia was on that show. That's a different show, but yeah, the farmer's wife is the one you're referring to. It is 8:10. We'll check in on the roads with Debbie Laska here in a minute. It's been a little tight. We'll see if we can get an update on that.
This report is sponsored by Truestone Financial, your neighborhood credit union. Visit truestone.org today.
A good neighbor would give you a cup of sugar if you asked. At Truestone Financial, we don't have any sugar, but we do have something even sweeter. Open and use a Truestone checking account and we'll give you up to $150 cash back. It's not exactly what the recipe called for, but $150 can buy you a lot of cookies. It's true, because we're Truestone. Learn more and sign up at truestone.org. Offer subject to terms and conditions. Recipient responsible for applicable taxes. Membership required.
Spring fishing is finally here, and Fleet Farm has everything you need to reel in more fish this year. Upgrade your gear with the best brands like Rapala, Berkeley, and St. Croix. Find exclusive flicker shads you won't find anywhere else, starting at $12.99. Get rod and reel combos starting at only $24.99. And shop our wide selection of fishing line that starts at just $4.99. Land top fishing gear and everything else you need for everyday life at Fleet Farm.
I'm living the life that I lived before I started having knee pain 10 years ago.
Meet Julie, a woman who makes the most of every moment in life. But over the last years, those moments were filled with agonizing pain until she discovered QC Kinetics.
Finally, the pain got so bad that people around me are like, oh, when are you getting your knee replaced? I was walking, hobbling. I listened to my last QC Kinetics commercial and I said, I'm done. I got to find out about this.
What Julie found out was that QC Kinetics treats pain associated with osteoarthritis with regenerative therapy. therapies, taking your body's own healing properties and concentrating them in the areas where you feel pain, helping heal and restore those damaged areas. No harmful steroids, surgery, or downtime.
It changed how I'm living. I'm able to do the things that I wasn't able to do for a long time.
Get back your life before the pain. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Traffic is sponsored by SB Framing Gallery, Milwaukee's distinctive archival framing.
SB Framing Gallery in the 3rd Ward can enhance and protect your artwork for generations. Framing pieces with archival and distinctive design. Learn more at sbframinggallery.com.
Traffic and weather at 8:13. Hello, Debbie Lazaga.
Hello, Eric. Southbound 41 backing up from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Hampton. We've got southbound 43 also backing up from before Hampton all the way down to about Sutter Street, with the northbound side backing up from Fond du Lac, actually before Fond du Lac Avenue, all the way up to Keefe. Eastbound 94 riders, watch for the delays kicking in at 84th Street, pretty much stretching all the way through the stadium. The westbound side starts to slow down right about at 25th Street all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard. Still kind of heavy along northbound 4394 right on the Plainfield curve all the way up past Oklahoma Avenue. Once you get past that, looks pretty good into the Marquette. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Sunny today, a high of 70 inland. Tonight, clear, a low of 48. Now, tomorrow looks okay, partly cloudy, high of 72. There is a chance for scattered rain or maybe even a storm later on in the day Thursday. Friday, partly cloudy, maybe a little bit of rain early on. Otherwise, a high of 74 should be nice. And then Saturday, Sunday, highs in the upper 70s, 78 inland for highs both days. Right now in Milwaukee at 8:14, it's 49 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. In for Vince Petrano, here's Erik Bilstad.
Erik Bilstad along with Michelle Richards. My thanks to Greg Pancake Hill for keeping us on track today. Debbie Lazaga's got your roads, and Adam Roberts is cranking away in the newsroom. Vince is on his way to New York. Even texting us already. He must be bored on his drive. He's heading to New York to pick up his daughter from her first year in college. Michelle, have you ever been a coach, volunteer coach for like a kid's sports?
Yes. Youth soccer.
All right, yeah, sure. Me too. I've done that. Was it time consuming? Did it take a lot of your free time away? Did you have to study it during your day at school or a day at work? Did you have to take time off, PTO, to make sure you're at the field on time?
No PTO. I got to decide when practices were, so
That's
that
nice.
was a bonus to being the volunteer parent coach. Just as far as, making sure I'm there every weekend to go see the games and coach the games. And if I couldn't be there for some reason, then I had to figure out who was going to be there.
Sure.
I had to look up YouTube videos because I didn't know drills, I played soccer, but do I know what drills that these, kindergartners should be doing? No, Eric, I don't. So I need to go to YouTube and spend some time figuring that out.
So I, like you, have dabbled in the coaching. Also did some den leader stuff for Cub Scouts, just different things like that. But I'm always amazed at the amount of time and energy that a lot of these parents, these volunteer parents, are willing to give to whatever the organization / event / sport it is. I got some good friends of mine who are coaches, and my kids on teams and different things that they do. And I always appreciate just the amount of energy they put toward that. That is why I can't for the life of me understand how the story in Green Bay is playing out. There's UW Green Bay's got a basketball team. They're the Phoenix. They hired a new coach. The coach they hired is going to continue to do his day job, which is a national radio show. Doug Gottlieb, whose dad was a coach at UW Milwaukee, he was born in Milwaukee, but that's aside the point. He basically is going to keep doing radio in the middle of the afternoon on a national show while also coaching a Division I basketball team.
Which is a little different than the rec department soccer that I was coaching.
He can't like text a parent on the team and say, "Hey, can you start practice today?
Can you bring the snacks? And the
Do you
juice?
mind? Hey guys, I'm going to really need someone to get all the balls cleaned up for me this time. I need some help with this. Hey parents, can you help pull the bases from the field?" He's calling. Hey parents, can you help here with the gym? I need everyone to collect everything. How in the world, given how much energy and time a volunteer coach has given to whatever random volleyball team or baseball or soccer, any of those, wrestling, this guy is going to do 2 full-time jobs, 2 high-profile full-time jobs at the same time.
Is his radio show every day?
Yeah, Monday through Friday.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's going to be hard.
It's like 3 to 6 or something like that. To be honest, I do not listen to his national syndicated radio show, but it's a thing.
Right, and that's a big chunk of time in the middle of your day.
And what do you say as a parent when someone asks you to volunteer for anything? What's the first thing you say? I don't know if I have enough time for that. I can't commit to that. I'm sorry. I mean, I would love to, but I just don't have the time to be able to be the den leader or be the coach or to help with this robotics team.
Is he married? Does he have children? Does he have like other obligations?
Not anymore.
Not
I don't know.
anymore.
I don't know. I'm sure. I don't know. I could speculate on that. I'm assuming he does. He's our age, but I don't know. I'm curious. A lot of people wondering how that's going to work out and whether or not this is a serious hire. I think it's amazing. How about it? Like let's bring more attention to a tiny little school in Wisconsin. I think could be nothing better than that.
Can he work from home with his radio gig?
That's a good question. I mean, you know that you can do a lot of radio anywhere in the country, in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, during pandemic, we were doing radio everywhere.
Right.
People were working from home, still working from home, even not doing radio, just doing anything. So why can't he? So, like, if they're going to tip off at 6 o'clock against Cleveland State or what have you, can he just have the little set there and do his show and then, okay, I got to go because tip off here in 30 seconds?
Or can he pre-record?
Oh, sure.
He's going to figure it out.
Well, otherwise it'll be a short tenure. We'll have to see. It's 8:19. So coming up, a couple of things we want to get to. There's a story from Target that kind of got washed away in the Friday afternoon news dump of last week that I want to get to. Also, what's going to be happening next year in April, also in Green Bay, is going to mean more for you than you realize. And I'm not talking about the revenue of it. We'll get to that as well. And did you know you are not brushing your teeth correctly? All that and more. It's 8:20 right now. I got to get to the road. Debbie Lozga, I hope you've been brushing correctly.
I think I have. I don't know. I do it pretty much just after I get up. But I wash my mouth. I drink water right before I do anything in the morning. So
could be a red flag there. We'll get to it.
Okay.
Right now, the roads.
Southbound 43, backing up from just south of Silver Spring, pretty much all the way down past Sutter Street. Northbound 43 is going to be backed up from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up to Keefe. Looks like we got a broken down vehicle off on the right shoulder. Looks like it's a semi, so just heads up with that. That is actually located right as you're coming out of the Marquette interchange on northbound 43. We've also got westbound 94 backing up all the way to Mitchell Boulevard out of the Marquette. We've got the eastbound side slowing from 84th Street through the stadium. And then, of course, you got your backups on westbound 894 out of the Mitchell interchange to 68th Street. Hey, while you're out navigating the roads as quickly and safely as possible, if you see something we should know about, call the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
There's a new team on the rise in the NL Central.
O'Neal Cruz, like he was built in a lab.
With the first pick, the Pittsburgh Pirates pick Paul Skeens, right-handed pitcher from LSU.
Time to knock him down a size.
Hit to right center indeed. Get up! For Reese Hoskins, the track, wall, gone! Willie Adames flips this game on its head.
Brewers, Pirates. minutes. Network coverage begins at 11:35 on your home of the Brewers, WTMJ.
Another great day is on tap today. How are you going to enjoy it? Hey, everybody. Debbie Lazaga here for Comfort Awnings. And it looks like we're getting lots of sun today, and I'm all set to sit outside and relax when I get home because I've got my beautiful retractable awning from Comfort Awnings in Burlington. With just a simple push of a button, my back patio becomes a lovely extension of my living space. I get the breeze, but not the sunshine beating down on me. The whole process was super easy. I just gave Comfort Awnings a call, and the guys came out, measured my home, and they helped me pick out the model, the color, the fabrics to perfectly match my home. They came out, installed my custom-made awning. In just a couple of hours, I was out relaxing and enjoying my yard like never before. Comfort Awnings is family-owned and pride themselves on awesome customer service. So why don't you give them a call at 414-AWNINGS for a free estimate or visit comfortawnings.com.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Each day there's a sliver of time when you can almost breathe freely, and you feel better when you can, but you know that eventually that sliver of time closes, along with your nose. It puts a damper on your day every day. So you pop a pill or you take a spray to try to get that relief back, but it's always short-lived. And all the while in your efforts to give yourself relief, you may be making your nasal breathing problems worse. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula, and a simple in-office procedure from Advent called balloon sinuplasty could be the fast and convenient answer to your breathing triangle problems. Advent has been a leader in this procedure, which can be hard to find elsewhere. It's simple, there's little to no downtime, and it really can be life-changing.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary.
We now have a debate. It will happen. So President Biden's campaign releasing a video this morning calling out their challenger, former President Donald Trump, to debate.
Donald Trump lost 2 debates to me in 2020. And since then, he hadn't shown up for debate. Now he's acting like he wants to debate me again. Well, make my day, pal.
So that was the video this morning, and he's going to do it. Biden says, let's do it.
I'll even do it twice. So let's pick the dates, Donald. I hear you're free on Wednesdays.
So that's a shot at the fact that the former president is not in court on Wednesdays, because obviously he's in court those other days. So they're offering 2 debate challenges that would take place, one this summer and then another in the fall. Now, have we heard from the former president? Do we know if Trump's in on that or not?
Yes, Trump took to Truth Social in a post today saying, "Crooked Joe Biden is the worst debater I've ever faced. He can't put 2 sentences together. Crooked is also the worst president in the history of the United States by far." He goes on to criticize his policies and says, "I am ready and willing to debate Crooked Joe at the 2 proposed times in June and September." But he's strongly recommending more than 2 debates in his post here.
Generally, there have been 3, right? At least 3. And usually the challenger is calling for more, regardless of the race. Usually a challenger is like, I'll debate him every week because it only helps the challenger to do so. So to do it twice, to have 2, I guess, is better than nothing. But generally there have been 3. I'm always split on these because while I do firmly believe they don't really help either candidate at all, because by the time they have these debates, usually I think most people kind of know what they're doing as far as where they're going to vote. I do feel that they are important and that if you're going to be a president, you should be able to stand or sit in some cases and have a debate and quickly be able to provide your thoughts on any given subject. Like, I do think there is something for that. The fact that these two are going to agree to two because neither of them probably want to do anymore, even though I get it, Trump saying he wants to do more. Okay. I guess I'll take two, but I definitely think they're important.
And theatrical.
And theatrical, you're right, yes. And Biden says he'll even do it twice.
I'll even do it twice. So let's pick the dates, Donald. I hear you're free on Wednesdays.
Hey, other presidential news. So former President Jimmy Carter, as we all know, has been in hospice since more than a year now, February of 2023. Well, we got a new update on former President Carter. His son, Jason Carter, was at the 28th annual Rosalind Carter, Georgia Mental Health Forum in Atlanta earlier this week. And he was talking to WSB on the sidelines of that event. And he says that, you know, his grandpa is nearing the end, but doing okay.
He's still in the same situation he's been in for the last year, right? He's at the end.
So the headline you're going to see there is that former Jimmy Carter is at the end. But he is doing well, says his son.
He knows he's not in charge of this process. And so he is embracing that as much as he can, embracing these days as much as he can. And I think he's doing good.
So again, that's Jason Carter there. Jason did say, hey, people are keeping asking me, Grandpa, how you're doing, and I don't know what to tell them. And he says that Jimmy Carter told him, well, I don't know myself how I'm doing. Guess I'm still here, so it's got to work it out. My other favorite Jason Carter cut. I got to play this. So from Rosalind Carter, when she passed away, he did speak at her funeral, and here's what he said: that she was a grandmother first, and this is the best soundbite from that funeral.
And she was like everyone else's grandmother in a lot of ways. Almost all of her recipes call for mayonnaise, for example. We all got cards from her on our birthdays. $20 bill in it. When I was 45. $20 bill.
Yeah, there you go. It is 8:28. We'll get your headlines in a minute.
Sharks. Most people see them as a threat, but we see a potential cure. At UW Health Carbone Cancer Center, we're the only team in the world researching whether antibodies from sharks can be used to fight cancer. A discovery that would revolutionize the future of cancer care, turning possibilities into remarkable realities. So one day, instead of what if, we can ask what's next. UW Health Carbone Cancer Center. Remarkable.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
Attend Biz Expo May 22nd at Brookfield Conference Center. Learn how to build a legendary brand by creating raving fans from keynote speaker and author Scott Wozniak. Attend strategy seminars on company culture, business growth, AI and cybersecurity, leadership, exit planning, tax savings for business, and more. Network and connect with your peers and the region's leading product and service providers. Biz Expo is Wednesday, May 22nd. Register to attend at biztimes.com/bizexpo.
Siding Unlimited, named the best window installers, not just here, but in the whole USA. Get the best. Siding Unlimited, 3-time winner as America's best window installer. For windows, you call Siding Unlimited first and directly. SidingUnlimited.com.
Traffic is sponsored by T-Han Greenhouses in Oak Creek. Buy direct and local for all of your garden plants.
T-Han Greenhouses in Oak Creek. Come shop and see the beautiful hanging baskets and deck-ready potted plants and vegetable plants too. T-Han Greenhouses. Buy direct from the grower. T-Han.
8:31, Erik Bilstad. This is Wisconsin's Morning News for Wednesday, May 15th. Our top story, frustration over the handling of the UWM protests.
I'm Michelle Richards. The president issues a challenge to Donald Trump.
I'm Debbie Loziga. Eastbound 94 slowing down from 84th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange. Westbound side slowing down from 27th Street through to Mitchell Boulevard. Northbound 43 backed up from Fond du Lac Avenue to Keith. Southbound slow from Silver Spring down to Keith. And then westbound 894 through the construction zone coming out of the Mitchell interchange, going to be slow to 68th Street. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Sunny today, high of 70 inland. Tonight, clear, a low of 48. Right now, it's 50 degrees at 8:32. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, more pushback against UW Milwaukee's handling of protest tent encampments. And this coming from the boss. UW System President Jay Rothman has issued a statement saying that he was disappointed by the course taken by UW Milwaukee and its agreement reached with protesters. That agreement included how allowing students to discuss its concerns or their concerns about divestments with the UWM Foundation and to not ticket students for camping on university grounds. Rothman did tell WTMJ last week that it was up to each chancellor to determine what to do. Of course, UW-Madison had similar issues. In comparison with the deals, Rothman appeared to support the deal that was made with protesters at UW-Madison.
An MPS assistant principal is accused of child abuse and assaulting a relative in front of staff. Talisa Lockett is accused of dragging a relative to the floor and punching her for at least 10 minutes in front of school staff on April 19th. The victim, an 11-year-old student who's related to Lockett and attended the Golda Meir School upper campus. The criminal complaint says multiple school staff members watched the assault but did not intervene. Lockett is pleading not guilty and faces a combined maximum fine of $35,000 and up to 18 and a half years in prison if convicted.
Delayed cremations and burial services. That's the latest result of the cyber attack at Ascension Healthcare. Without access to phone services and medical records, doctors can't process death certificates promptly. The director at Wilson Funeral Home, it's in Racine, Chris Krolacek, tells TMJ4 News that families also dealing with delayed access to life insurance and Social Security.
It's very useful to the families after the fact of a funeral. It's more difficult emotionally on the families.
The latest update from Ascension says hospitals, physician offices, and care sites in Wisconsin remain open, but the retail pharmacies aren't being able to fill prescriptions.
President Biden is challenging former President Trump to a pair of debates ahead of the November election.
President Biden says he's willing to debate Donald Trump twice before Election Day, but his campaign says he will not participate in the debates sponsored by the nonpartisan commission that has managed these events since 1988.
So let's pick the dates, Donald. I hear you're free on Wednesdays.
The Biden campaign says in a letter to the Commission on Presidential Debates that its model is, quote, out of step with changes in the structure of our elections and the interest of voters, specifically saying that the scheduled debates don't end until well after early voting has started, and they're structured, quote, like an entertainment spectacle and not a serious exchange of ideas. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
And Trump today accepting that challenge on social media.
A new study finds workers are cheating on drug tests at the highest rate in more than 30 years.
The story was first reported by the Wall Street Journal. The increase in tampered tests came from samples collected in 2023 by a company called Quest Diagnostics. Companies are having a tougher time keeping drugs out of the workplace because of the rise of test tampering and a patchwork of new marijuana laws nationwide. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
Time now for news about your money and the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Right now, the Dow starting the day up 218, the NASDAQ starting up 107, and the S&P is up 29. It's a great time for your retirement and investment strategy review from a fee-only fiduciary. Go to annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button. Now, coming up, you may not be brushing your teeth right.
Jeff Levering and wife Ashley love their patio door from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
It's so bright, it's so clear. I can see the kids outside playing, and it makes it comfortable for the life we live.
I love the roll screen. The fact that the screen is on the inside and no drafts, it's a game changer.
Right now, get 0% interest-free financing for up to 48 months when you order by May 31st. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 5/31/2024.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scavini for Badger Fence. I had a beautiful new cedar fence installed at my home. Well, the company I trusted with that job is Badger Fence. Your privacy, security, and a wide choice of fence styles are top of mind when choosing a fence for your property. then Badger Fence is the right company. They're licensed, bonded, insured, and use the finest materials in the industry. So whether you want wood, ornamental, chain link, or even PVC, set up an appointment to talk with Badger Fence about your project. Go to badgerfence.com. Tell them Scafidi from WTMJ sent you.
We find the best way to protect and uphold the reputation of our business is to hire good people and then take care of them. We really do love the people that work for us, and we care about what's in their best interest. And what that means to you is this: who do you really want on your job? Someone who's maybe underpaid or doesn't feel appreciated, might not have paid vacations or great work benefits? Our folks have all of these things and more. Vito and I make sure they feel appreciated, because happy people do happy work. There's a culture we're building here at Semper Fi that brings respect back to a very hard job. And that's why we know that our crews are going to do the kind of work that you expect. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
So when do you brush your teeth? Or perhaps the better question is, when should you brush your teeth? You might not be doing it right, Michelle.
Don't look at me.
A dentist from London who has this huge following on TikTok. She's got all kinds of followers. She recently posted this.
You should never brush straight after breakfast. This is because when you've just eaten, the mouth is in a very acidic state. So if you brush your teeth, you're rubbing that acid on the tooth, which is a mineral, and it can wear it down.
So you should never brush your teeth after breakfast, she said there. This video has more than 12 million views. She also said,
you should never brush after you've just vomited. This is because the contents of the stomach are extremely acidic and the mouth is in a very acidic state. So if you brush straight after, you're basically wearing away your enamel.
So not to be gross, but after you vomit, she's saying don't brush your teeth.
Which is literally the first thing I want to do if I vomit.
Of course, right? Is this correct?
She is most certainly right. There are times during the day, whether it's after you've eaten, if you've vomited, even first thing in the morning, where the pH of your mouth is really acidic.
So that's Dr. Angela Lewick. She's with the Riverwalk Dentistry in Milwaukee. She's part of the Wisconsin Dental Association. She says that acidic environment in your mouth will wear away the enamel. So if you then try to brush...
If you then add an extra salt, which is essentially what the toothbrush is at that point in time, you will wear enamel away even faster because of acidic environment.
The salt from the toothbrush will mess up your teeth.
You know what? They're lucky I even brush my teeth, for the love of Pete. Come on. Oh, my gosh. Now I have to think of how and when and
yes,
what I've eaten right before. And
see, but that's fine because, right, wasn't the thought always like as soon as you ate? I always thought as soon as I was done eating, if I could, I'd brush my teeth.
Humaning is hard.
Right, yes. So what do you do instead? Well, she suggests you wait. You wait like 30 to 60 minutes to let the acidic environment turn more neutralized or basic. But you can also chew gum, or you can have mouthwash that doesn't have alcohol in it, or baking soda and water can be used to help neutralize, and then you can brush after that. Now, we did get a text saying, well, what if you brush with baking soda?
Like baking soda toothpaste?
Yes. I guess that would be okay.
Definitely ask your dentist.
And by the way, Debbie, your dentist knows.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't brush. So can you tell when you see teeth, you're like, this guy totally has been brushing right after breakfast?
That's a good question. I would say it depends on the individual, how hard they're brushing. Always using a soft toothbrush is important. But I would say that brushing after breakfast isn't maybe as critical as some of the other things that were mentioned, like the vomiting or if you're sipping on juice all day and things like this. But the enamel will be thinner. The teeth will get a little darker as well because the layer underneath the enamel starts to shine through and it is darker in color. So we start to see that especially as people age. We wouldn't notice it as much in a kid or an adolescent, but we certainly will start to see the signs of this as somebody gets into their 20s, 30s, 40s, and especially above 60.
Oh, great.
Well, and speaking of kids, your morning routine, you don't have an extra 30 minutes to wait after breakfast. You're moving those kids along and getting them to the bus stop.
Now they're going to be asking for gum. Hey,
yes.
I need more gum, Mom. Thank you to Dr. Angela Lewick there with the Riverwalk Dentistry right here in Milwaukee. 841. She'll be changing her dental habits now. Actually, for me, it's the floss, Debbie. That's the one that I struggle with.
I actually have a little space in the back teeth that always collects food and drives me nuts. So I am always flossing now. I used to hate it, but I'm always flossing.
Good
now,
on
so
you.
Go figure. Anywho, we've got actually some delays left over. Southbound on 43, backing up from Silver Spring all the way down past Keith. Northbound's backed up from Fond du Lac Avenue up to Keith. Eastbound 94, your usual backups from 84th Street all the way to 35th. The westbound side slowing down just before 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. And through that construction zone on 894 westbound, we're seeing delays from about 20th Street all the way to 68th. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Hey, WTMJ's Sean Mercier here. It was time to paint the outside of our house, and I was overwhelmed. I really wasn't looking forward to it. Thank goodness I got in touch with CertaPro Painters, each business independently owned and operated right here in Wisconsin. They made it easy. They were quick. They were efficient. They were friendly and fun. It's CertaPro Painters. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. My home has never looked better, literally. I couldn't be happier. It's CertaPro Painters. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Erik Bilstad here, the proud owner of two wonderful garage doors. You've heard me tell the story about how they have really upgraded and enhanced the look of our house. And I have one entity to thank, and that's J.D. Griffiths for making that happen. J.D. Griffiths has been doing it for more than 70 years. Milwaukee's detached garage builders and the provider of premier garage doors. They have the crews. They have the expert carpenters and the concrete, the grading, the demolition teams. They have these guys and gals, and they can do that work for you, and they can offer free estimates as well. So here's what you do. J.D. Griffiths right now is offering an exclusive offer for you, the WTMJ listener. With any purchase of a new garage door, you can save $100 on your garage door opener. Just call 414-362-7222. Mention me, WTMJ's Erik Bilstad, and they'll get you set up with that. Or you can go to the website, jdgriffiths.com/WTMJ, and you can schedule your free at-home estimate right now at JD Griffiths.
St. Vincent de Paul, Milwaukee has expanded into our new 76th and Bradley Road location, where thrifters will find hundreds of bargains on everything, from clothing to furniture, electronics, home goods, and more. Our inventory is always changing, and new deals pop up every day. We're accepting donations, too, at our convenient drive-through donation area. Help us help others. St. Vincent de Paul at 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee is now open.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Suit up for the $800,000 Sports Car Series at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. April through May, score free play, cash, one of 4 new Toyota GR86s, or a new Toyota Supra. Play with your club card to earn entries, 5 times the entries on drawing days, and when the Milwaukee Brewers play at home. Got what it takes? Slugger, only at Potawatomi. For more details, visit paysbig.com/sportscar. Must be 21 and a club member to play.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost, free tire repair, and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements is we put them on for you. Buy one or a whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin, Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin, the buck stops here, but the deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Traffic is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management. It's time to know the difference, and Annex Wealth Management is ready to help with investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary partner. AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button.
8:45 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Erik Bilstad along with Michelle Richards. Michelle in for Vince, who is in Indiana right now. And how do I know that? Because he texted us. He's on his way to see and pick up his daughter from school in New York, so he'll be back in a couple of days. So one of the stories, Michelle, that got lost in the shuffle on the Friday afternoon news dump comes from Target. And I was wondering when or if this might happen. See, in June, this will be Pride Month. June is always Pride Month. And every year, different companies like Target celebrate Pride Month, and oftentimes they'll have displays and just different things that they offer at their school or at their schools, at their stores and whatnot. And last year was different. Last year, we had the Bud Light situation happen where the Bud Light made a video with a special Bud Light can for a trans person. And not really a spokesperson, but they'll do that where they'll make these special cans and then do a social media push or whatnot. And there was a lot of backlash, so much so that people lost jobs. Bud Light lost a lot of money. Bud Light, I think, is now starting to come back a bit, but they were hemorrhaging money because of that backlash, and it forced some of these other stores to also try to handle this. And I've been wondering ever since this announcement by Target how many other companies are also going to change what they're doing. Here's the story from Sherry.
When the Pride month of June rolls around in a few weeks, you won't see clothing, beauty aids, or home products targeted to the LGBTQ plus community at Target. The retailer is responding to pushback it's gotten from some consumers over the past few years, including people in some southern states who knocked over mannequins and other displays. Target's also gotten pushback the other way from those who say it's caving in. Target says the backlash has hurt sales, and it says those items removed will still be available online. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
I was very curious about how this would play out because Target's not the only company that's thinking right now and has had meetings about this, big board meetings, trying to figure out, okay, what do we do in June? Because this is what we had been doing, and we don't want to turn our back to what we have always been promoting as doing as being equal and equity and inclusive and that type of thing. But at the same time, these companies fear the backlash. They fear getting in the target of one person or one influencer, and then God knows what happens next. So how do you dance that delicate dance?
It's so frustrating to me, too. Don't you people have better things to do with your time than just lash out at these companies for doing what companies do, and that's make money?
Well, right, and that's what this all comes down to. I mean, that's the reason Target and all these other companies, regardless of how you feel about Pride Month, it's not about that, really. It's about one thing, money. Mm-hmm. So if you see a company that is losing money, like Target says sales went down, according to Sherry's report there, if sales were down, then yes, they're going to change their way, regardless of how they feel about Pride Month. So I'm just wondering and curious how many other companies might do the same thing. And also, you know, there are influencers out there just rubbing their hands together, just waiting.
Got the popcorn ready.
Oh, yeah, just waiting so then they can, jump on one moment and create what oftentimes is manufactured outrage.
Right. And is this just going to be one, some stores in some demographics that aren't going to be carrying this merchandise, or is it a full scale back?
It sounded like there'll be some stores that would have more of a full scale back than others, depending on regions, likely. Obviously, in stores where they know that it can be more quote unquote accepted, you'll see it there, but I think that'll be a case by case. They are offering it all online per the report. Whether or not that changes the almighty dollar in any way, we'll see. But Target won't be the only ones. That much we can guarantee. It is 8:50 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Debbie Lasga checking them one more time for us.
Yeah, eastbound 94. Watch out for delays from 84th Street to about Hawley Road. Then a quick tap of the brakes through the stadium itself. On westbound, we're looking at backups from 27th Street to about Mitchell Boulevard. Northbound 43 slowing from Fond du Lac Avenue to Keefe. Southbound slow from just south of Silver Spring all the way down past Capitol Drive to about Keefe. Once that opens up, you're good to go through the Marquette interchange. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Traffic is sponsored by SB Framing Gallery, Milwaukee's distinctive archival framing.
SB Framing Gallery in the 3rd Ward can enhance and protect your artwork for generations. Framing pieces with archival and distinctive design. Learn more at sbframinggallery.com.
Celebrate National Police Week with 1017 The Truth. Tune in Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday evening, May 13th through the 17th, 6 o'clock p.m. for a series entitled Too Black, Too Blue. We dive into the history of policing, explore significant contributions of blacks in law enforcement, and don't miss our exclusive interviews with 2 very special guests on Thursday and Friday. Join us as we honor those who serve and protect. National Police Week, May 13th through the 18th. Catch us on our sister station, the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
It is going to be wonderful outside today. Sunny and a high of 70. That means you're going to want to get out there and you're going to hike. You want to walk the dog. Who knows? Maybe even go to the range and drive a couple, but you're worried. You're freaked out that shoulder's going to start barking at you again. And the last thing you want is any kind of surgery to fix an achy joint. WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for QC Kinetics. Before you agree to any surgery for that bulky knee or that elbow that's barking at you, or any steroids or any harmful medications, you should consider what tens of thousands of real-life patients around the country have been doing. QC Kinetics. It's at the top of its game right now. They do it. They research it. They figure out ways, and they know how to do it to help you and your body heal itself. This isn't newfangled technology. It's been used for years, many times, with pro athletes. QC Kinetics. Love to hear about your story. What was able to work for you? QC Kinetics. Call now, 414-285-3474. You call, you go to their Mequon location or the Greenfield location, get a free consultation. Again, 414-285-3474, 414-285-3474, QC Kinetics.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Rose Gray from Fox World Travel here to bring you exciting news. In partnership with Globus, Insight Vacations, and Avalon Waterways, our 2025 Fox Group Vacations collection is now available. Whether you want to explore Europe, Hawaii, Asia, or beyond, by land or river, our award-winning Fox Group Vacation experts have handcrafted exclusive experiences for people seeking to explore the world. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO. Join us and make memories to last a lifetime.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that's how it sounded at Lambeau Field on Tuesday when Packers president Mark Murphy led the countdown and unveiled the draft clock, which sits prominently in the atrium and let the games officially begin. The football has landed.
And it's not for another year almost, right?
Yeah, yes. All right. So, yes, we're talking about the NFL draft. Here's what makes this a story more than just like an analytical sports thing that everyone gets excited about who likes football. It's going to be, many would argue, the largest event in state history. And it's going to take place next April in Green Bay. So the draft was just held in Detroit, which had 700,000 people attend. On social media, the Michigan governor announced that she was passing the ball now to Wisconsin Governor Evers. Here's how that sounded.
I want to congratulate the Cheeseheads and my pal Tony Evers. We're setting the bar for you. Don't fumble this.
Thanks, Big Gretch.
Big Gretch, he called her. Is that a nickname? I've never heard Governor Whitmer called
If
Big
it's not,
Gretch.
he's going to be in trouble.
So anyway, so if you recall, they shipped the draft football over on the Lake Express ferry. Mark Murphy and others were there. Dignitaries, the governor was there. And then they brought it up to Green Bay via bicycle, which was kind of neat, an homage. Here's the thing that got me. There's something that Mark Murphy said that stuck out to me.
We were a little behind. I think it was like 20,000 hotel rooms was kind of the minimum. We were just a little short of that. I think we're at 4,500 in Green Bay.
Whoa, that's a lot short.
That's not a little bit.
They need 20,000 and they have 4,500. Now, that's just Green Bay. Obviously, there are hotels everywhere else, right?
And it's very drivable from places like Milwaukee and Madison.
Still, but yeah, you're going to need the whole state, says Murphy.
So we're going to be relying on the whole state to house fans from Madison to Milwaukee, all the way up and down the state.
So expect that. Expect opportunities perhaps for more Airbnbs, especially if you live in Green Bay. Especially, imagine if you have one of those houses where you park the cars. Oh, you got to up that price.
Ooh.
You got to up that price a lot. But you can also expect probably some congestion, too, because you're going to have a lot of high-profile people flying in from all over the country for that event, which is just 3 days. Now, the Packers assume the turnout will be about 250,000 for the duration of the draft, which is like three days, maybe 4 if you count like before or after. So it's not going to be all at once 250,000 people. Detroit says they had a record attendance of like 775,000, but the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel says that was not in just one moment. That was through the duration of the day. Some people would walk through metal detectors more than once because they were coming out, leaving, whatnot, day after day. So that number is likely inflated a little bit, but still, this is going to be a thing. And if the hotel rooms are short, you know how that can be. It can't be good.
Folks, this is a win-win-win for our state. An effort that's expected to have a nearly $100 million positive impact across the state. That's a lot of money. Thanks, Big Ratch.
This report is sponsored by Truestone Financial, your neighborhood credit union. Visit truestone.org today.
Whether you're an accomplished DIYer or a proud do-it-for-meer, give your home an upgrade with a home equity loan from Truestone Financial. With rates as low as 5.99% APR and for a limited time, no closing costs. Your Truestone home equity loan is do-anything financing that makes your home more just the way you wanted her. It's your house. Go nuts. It's true, because we're Truestone.